Good morning, Sassy fam. Welcome to your Sunday check-in. I hope you're well. I hope you're fabulous. Today's check-in is for the bi-weekly energies, basically an energetic snapshot of what we might expect over the next week or two. It is a 9-card baseline. I will briefly clarify oracles and charms, the whole thing. But like always with this reading type, as with all tarot, take it resonates, leave it does not. And do keep in mind these are general collective readings, so they may not resonate at all, which I know is frustrating, but it's also normal. If that happens, check your other placements. You will find yourself in there somewhere. You guys, let's see. Not much going on, and I'm okay with that. You know, things continue to remain calm, quiet. Just so. And just what I need, and just what we all need at this time, or at least myself and my family. Doing well. In fact, I've been swimming more. I'm a water baby, not just because of my sign. No, I am a natural water baby. I try to spend as much time in the water as I can. It doesn't matter. Pools, rivers, lakes, it doesn't matter. I can't pass by a body of water and, not in some way interact with it. Even a fountain. I can't pass by a fountain without, I'm just going to put my hand in it real quick. I have to do it. I have to do it. But no, I did spending more time in the water, loving that, just doing things like that, little things, but they add up, and spending more time outdoors in the general sense, and spending more time with family, as you might expect. And Cinnamon is actually at daycare today. I decided to let her have a full day there, so she'll be there all day, and she'll come home nice and exhausted. But I thought, yeah, she needs a full day out with her friends, so she's currently there in case you were wondering. But yeah, just really enjoying the little things, taking my time, not working so much, if you can believe it, because it's just me. I know me. I will often throw myself into work, and then I also have to know when to back off. Okay, it's a balance of the two, and that's all I'm doing, and it feels good. You guys, that's about it. I don't think we have anything too outstanding coming up. Obviously, we're still in Cancer season. Once more, happy birthday to Cancers. I do hope you enjoyed your in-depth reading earlier this week. It was for the 3-month overview. We got to it. Yay! Let's see, this coming Thursday check-in. What time is it for that? It should be Intimate Tarot. Pretty sure. If it's red on the thumbnail, I think you'll know what it is. I try to keep the thumbnails pretty straightforward. You get an idea. I think folks get an idea. Okay. But yeah, I believe it's Intimate Tarot for Thursday check-in. Hopefully I will get back on shorts by that time. But yeah, I will see you then, guys. I will see you for the Thursday check-in, maybe some shorts, and I will see you at your sign. Take care. Be well. Leo, what's up? Show me Leo, please. All right. Page of Wands, the Fool, and the Six of Wands. Yeah. Devil, 10 of Wands, Ace of Pentacles. Okay. Man, you must really want that. Queen of Wands, Queen of Cups, and the Moon. Interesting. Your opening was pretty straightforward. Man, look at you. You're like, I'm open, let's do this. Page of Wands, the Fool, Six of Wands. It's kind of like, I'm glad I did too, because you're immediately showing me triumph. So you have a burst of outward energy. Check this out. Look at me. Kind of, yeah, it leans into that. I'm excited. I'm nervous. I'm open. I'm doing this thing. But you're also met with a sense of triumph. Okay, so it's kind of like, I'm opening up. I put myself out there, and I'm glad I did. Check me out. Okay, check this Leo out. You look really good. You look very enthusiastic. A little bit nervous, but that's okay. You deserve the recognition in some way. Okay? It took some nerve to open yourself up right here. Okay? And I say that, and it's simple. It's kind of sweet. So in some way, yeah, I think you deserve the recognition. Okay, you prompted your Fool a little bit. Devil, 10 of Wands, Ace of Pentacles. Woo. Now, you're showing me a frustrated intensity surrounding an Ace of Pentacles. Possibly a brand new beginning, or it's a pre-existing contract that is difficult to maintain. I mean, very, very difficult to maintain. It wears on you. To the point of anger. Okay. Possibly, yeah. Queen of Cups, back up. Queen of Wands, Queen of Cups, and the Moon. Well, now, there is some quiet activity between you and someone else. Very quiet. It's a subtle signal running back and forth between you and someone else. It's not visible. It's not spoken about or spoken of, but it exists. Things are kind of brewing between you and someone else whom you're connected to. Right? But it's kind of brewing in the background with the moon. It's quiet, silent. Energetically, something is connecting you and this person. But again, it's not straightforward. It's not obvious. Okay, and this is why we watch tarot, to figure things like that out, if we're able to. Page of Wands. The Fool. 6 of Wands. Oh, okay. 9 of Cups. There's that Ace of Pentacles. Page of Wands. I see. The Hermit. The 3 of Pentacles. Very good. Congratulations. You really wanted to open yourself up towards this Ace of Pentacles, this opportunity, and you didn't do it alone. It's in connection to someone else. The Hermit, the 3 of Pentacles. This is definitely some sort of partnership / collaborative effort. I don't know why I took my time with that word, but that's what happened. Okay. All right. Collaborative effort between yourself and someone else. This is definitely speaking to partnership in work, business, career. And from your point of view, it was a good endeavor. It's a good practice. It's a good business. It's a good partnership. Like you were looking at this, reflecting on it, said, this is good. This is a good partnership. You really believe that. And that was based on wisdom and counsel here. Experience and having walked the path in career before. It's like, this is going to be a good partnership. I know it. It's going to be prosperous. They're bringing good energy to the table, so am I. So congratulations to you. And there's visibility here. I see that your effort to bring this together and build upon it with someone else was recognized. This is a good thing. Congratulations, Leo. So you got kudos there. And like I said, it took nerve to do this, to open up towards this. Perhaps some of you opened up your own businesses. It starts out small with the 3 of Pentacles, but the idea is that we start to stabilize it, shape it, build upon it. Okay. And it felt good, though. It felt so good. You're showing me emotional independence. This is something I've been wanting to do, and I've got the best teammate to do this. Something like that. You're like, I took a chance. I took a risk. Here we are, and it feels so good. So you correctly are being seen for your efforts here, and I'm glad. This is great. It looks like you're co-creating this opportunity, all right, with someone else. No wonder you're excited. Now, what happened to that Ace of Pentacles? Now, that's the Devil, 10 of Wands. We're becoming a little obsessed with our work, but that pressure is also lending to that aggravation, though. The intensity of it. We're trying to perfect the Ace of Pentacles. Are we obsessed with the details? Are we trying to carry too much too soon? Strength, there you are, darling. Ace of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, the Emperor, 5 of Pentacles. Okay. All right. You're showing me, look, Yes, I'm in partnership with someone else. Yes, it is a collaborative effort. However, I'm in charge of this thing. And you kind of tip the scales into being just a little obsessed with outcome. You're showing me I have to keep a grip on this. I have to stay in control of this. It means everything to me. So it's like, with all due respect to my partners here, or my colleagues, or my employees, I'm at the helm of this ship. If something goes wrong, it's on me. So it started out with visibility, taking a risk, but it's calculated risk. Comfortable risk is, okay, this thing's happening now. It's building, and I feel an immense pressure about that. You are showing me I expect perfection and discipline, regulation, because it is growing. It is growing. Leo, honey, I see this thing growing. It is becoming successful. It is finding its legs, its feet. But you are terrified that it might break. So I see you obsessing with the weight of it. I see you obsessing with responsibility. I think you are, because of that fear, assuming a great deal more labor instead of relying on those people that you went into business with. It's like, it has to be done my way, it could break. Remember, you started this with other folks, but you're saying the sole responsibility lies on me, and therefore I'm trying to control it. Okay? Look, I know it. You feel that this thing is growing in a good direction, and you're right, it is. But with that, it kind of feels like the stakes have been raised to succeed, to allow nothing to fail. It's come this far, and I just want to keep it going. So I see you assuming a great deal of responsibility, becoming obsessed with it my way, and kind of forsaking the fact that you started this with other folks, or that they're there to help you or assist you or be partners. So do keep that in mind. I respect an emperor who's in control. I do. But with the devil there and the Ten of Wands, it's assuming way too much responsibility in the negative. And that's coming from fear. Okay? Not reality, but fear that something could happen if you don't assume all the responsibilities. Okay? So let's be aware of that. I don't want you to lose sight of what you've built. Lose the good feeling you have for this, because your love for this is growing too. Look at that. You, strength, Ace of Cups. The way your heart swells for this. So your pride is in this. Your love is in this. Your love of the game is in here. I see that. I don't want you to lose sight of that to fear, because then you're going to stop enjoying it. You're going to stop loving it. Okay? I don't want that pride for a job well done to be replaced with fear. This thing could fail. Okay? So please be mindful of that. You got a good thing going here. Remember, you're connected to these folks for a reason. Even you with the Hermit there said, this is a good fit. This is a great fit. This is an ideal fit. I couldn't have asked for better partners, colleagues, or employees. These are perfect. This is the perfect crew I've got here. So let's keep that in mind. Okay. But other than that, I'd like to say congratulations to you. All right? Expect long nights. Absolutely. I'm not saying that you shouldn't. Oh, yeah. No, expect long nights. But know the difference between long nights and obsession to the point of self-imposed failure. Okay? You have to know when to back off. You have to know when to breathe. You have to know when to allow other people to do their work. You know, I had, in the early days of my career and starting out, I had a great role, and I worked with fantastic people. And the only reason I left was because of the director. Couldn't stop doing this. Couldn't trust these people who were experts in their fields to do their job. Micromanaging, calling about this, that, and the other. A director who's actually secure can allow their employees or whomever to work 6, 7, 8 hours uninterrupted, not due to neglect, but because they trust them to do their job. And then they check in at the end of the day, or when needed, or have weekly meetings. The point is how you lose people too. Just wouldn't stop micromanaging, you know? And I was an expert in my field. That person was an expert in her field. But she didn't trust me to do my job. Therefore, I couldn't trust her to be a good director. So trust yourself. You got a good thing going. You got good people. All right. Now, this is a bit of a mystery. Well, the moon. Queen of Wands, Queen of Cups, the moon. Yeah. We've got an invisible thread running between you and somebody. At this time, it does not look like it's being activated. Discuss. What's going on here? Ten of Pentacles, Ten of Wands, the Two of Pentacles, the World, and the Four of Cups. Okay. Currently, I've got you in a space of still being connected to somebody, in a space of feeling, emotion, passion, okay? And you two formally share a foundation. Formally. The World, Four of Cups. Someone withdrew their participation some time ago. And there's a lot of ill feeling there between you and this person that largely has gone unaddressed. I don't know why I'm saying them. I don't know why I'm saying you two still kind of connected at the spiritual hip or emotional hip. But I can see that there's a lot of unresolved issues and a pre-existing foundation, effort, or endeavor that you two used to share. You used to be part of each other's network. You used to be part of each other's resources. But somebody's behaviors were inconsistent and they got the axe. Or they exited. And the World and the Four Cups. So there's this kind of like I refuse to continue to be affected by this person. And physically, that's true. Physically, you two don't seem to be in each other's workaday worlds, directly affecting each other. But there's still some ill feeling there between you and this person. Why do I have the feeling this person did not cut the mustard here at your opening when you said, these are the folks I want? This is a good crew. These are good people. This person didn't cut that, did they? This one's a little more personal. I don't know what disqualified them, because maybe you know them personally. Perhaps they're a friend or a family member, and you know them a little too well that way. But I feel like whoever this is sore that they're not included in what you're doing here. Okay? But yeah, there's still some... the only reason I'm saying it is that invisible thread includes unresolved unhappy feelings. Okay? All right. It may come back up for you. It may not. I don't know. Just FYI. Other than that, I'd have to say congratulations, Leo honey. This is an excellent job. I love that opening. It's just so pure. In that sense of, this is what I'm doing, this is why I'm doing it, and this is who I'm doing it with. And it's such a... It's someone who did not mirror the same goals. They were not on the same page. Okay, so you not selecting them to be part of this project, process, or this new job, effort, whatever, it was a good decision. I think you know that. I think you know someone who can line up with well and work with well versus someone you can't. I get that. I do. So this is someone who did not mirror the goal or the work ethic. I got you. But there is still a grievance here that I could have been part of it. From your point of view, they might have made the work harder. Okay. All right. So someone who does not mirror that ideal, but someone whom you were connected to a little bit more on the emotional side, you didn't include them, you didn't want to include them. Okay. So I want to congratulate you once more on what you're doing, what you're growing. I just want you to be aware of that kind of consuming feeling to control everything. Okay, and that can be very consuming. The Devil, Ten of Wands. The Devil's going to be in the details sometimes, but that doesn't mean you need it breathing down your neck all day, every day. Trust that you will get it sorted, okay? And trust that you hired or work with the right people. That's why they're there. Okay, Rebirth, Winter, that's in reverse as well. This might have been something. It wasn't going to change. Your thoughts on this or opinion on this weren't going to change. Okay. You refused to alter the plan or in some way include them You said this is the plan, and I don't think you meet that plan. Okay? I don't think you meet that particular criteria. Okay. For others of you, it represents the time after winter, so it would have been your spring. Okay? Perhaps when you started this. First quarter moon in Cancer, push through any insecurity, and I think that's exactly where we are. Right there. Yeah, so try not to allow your fears to get to you, all right? You've done a good job. Trust that. Trust the people you brought in on this to do the job. That's why they're there. All right, W, R, J, Q, X. And then we have the dog tag keyword here says protected. This situation is protected. Your idea, your job, this career, this thing you're building, it is protected. You are protected. Your work is protected. And then we have you. All right, you might be double, triple, quad. Leo, keyword here being generous. You tend to have a very generous nature. Okay, Leo, honey, I hope this helped you. Really interesting stuff I saw today. Once more, keep in mind, there is a sour residue between you and this person. It looks like they're a little bit more I know them personally as opposed to professionally. And knowing them personally, I think you understand they wouldn't have been a good fit for this. There is still some resentment in there. Perhaps one day it'll get addressed. Maybe it won't. I don't know. But they just wanted to show me that to show you today. I hope it helped. Take care. Be well. Saggy, what's up? Show me Sagittarius, please. Okay. Two of Swords, the Emperor, the Knight of Swords, okay. Ten of Pentacles, Four of Swords, and the World. Interesting. Four of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, and the Chariot. Yeah. Okay. It opened up with a little bit of hesitation, but you're going to sort through it. Two of Swords, some confusion there, but the Emperor, Knight of Swords, says, I need to clear that up because I need to act. Okay. So there is a very strong feeling for the Sag I'm looking at that you need to act, and you need to act soon. Okay. So we want to work through that Two of Swords. The Emperor, Knight of Swords. They're not too big on confusion, right? They want to know what they're doing. And that's where you are. You want to know what you're doing next. Ten of Pentacles, Four of Swords, the World. Foundation, Ten of Pentacles, okay? Everything you're connected to. Going beyond one's home and personal finances or work, it's, again, everything we're connected to. So network, resources, community, a lot going on in there. Four of Swords, the World. It's like, okay, that period of rest is over. It's time to make some changes or address something in my foundation. And it's most likely related to this hesitation back here. I need to make up my mind and act accordingly. And in so doing, this period of rest comes to an end. I see you moving on your foundation, possibly making changes. And then Four of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, the Chariot. With some caution... I don't know if you know this or not. It's some caution. Four of Pentacles is something we've been refraining from. But then there is kind of a gust of movement there. Okay. So something here we've been refraining from. It looks like it has to do with love. Ace of Cups, Chariot. Okay. An indication now while we are in Cancer season. Yeah. Possibly moving forward in love or showing that area of your life some attention. Okay. Four of Pentacles kind of pulls everything back a little bit because that's a conservative feeling right there. But the Chariot has a way of, boom, moving things forward. So let's take a look at you. You got some stuff going on in here today. Two of Swords, the Emperor, the Knight of Swords. What are we making up our mind on? What's going on? Standing in our power, being empowered, assuming action from a position of authority. But first, we want to clear up some confusion here within the self. Ace of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, Justice. Very earthy. Oh, yes. Very earthy, very busy. Okay. Ace of Cups, Page of Cups. Yeah, the heart. I get that. So you made that clear very very quickly. Your heart space has been in a area of unavailability for a while. That has not been your focus. How long? I don't know. You would know best. But you're like, literally, the translation is, I've had a lot to do. And so you you're like, I'm not exactly open to the thrills and frills of love right now. You admit that straight away. So that kind of tells me where you're coming from with that Four of Pentacles. And that's because he's like, look, I'm about my coin right now. There's a lot going on at work. I'm trying to get things balanced, okay? I'm concerning myself with ye coin. Ye old coin or ye old contracts. And for some of you, it's a little bit of both. Between justice here and all that massive work effort, plus the authority of the Emperor is suggesting to me contracts, official appearances, official actions, work endeavors. It's expected of you. You're showing me big boss energy today. You're like, this is what's expected. I expect it of myself. I really don't have time for the big feelings. No, you don't, actually. You really don't. Yeah, there's no harm in that. I get it. The point is that you're aware of it. But yeah, no, you got a lot to do. But you are making fantastic progress, I must say. Man, when you want to hammer something out, you will. Goodness. You want to go after that coin, you will. You want to go after that contract, you will. You want to fulfill those contracts or make sure they're upheld, you will. You have a certain process attached to you, lending to it a lot of experience and a lot of authority. So you go on then. You go on then. You go out there, you kick. Yeah, okay, I'm past the 10 minutes. You kick that ass, you take those names, okay? You're doing great. You look great. Go get him, tiger. All that stuff. Whew, you're busy. But you love it, though. This is what you signed up for. This is what you signed... You know this stuff. You know this stuff like the back of your hand. This is... You got it. You got it. You love this. You live for this. You're really good at this. Some of you might be in the legal system, by the way, or you're just in the position where you constantly have to be mindful of terms and conditions. Mm-hmm. Oh, joy. Some people love that shit, though. They really do. They really do. I think that's you. That's the Saggy I'm looking at. Okay. Yeah. But lots shaping up there as we speak. Gosh. Really emphasizing correctness, fairness. Has the bottom line been met? Okay. Well, some of you part of boards. Oh, I don't know how you do that. It's so exhausting. Some of you are on boards. I don't know if that has anything to do with anything. I don't know where I got that impression. Some of you literally contribute as board members. That's another position of authority. It doesn't seem like a lot, but it adds up. You have to interact with the board often. Oh, honey, you have my sympathy. Oh. I remember those days. They were good. No, I don't know. That's for some of you, not all of you. It just hit my peripheral. Not much else there. Okay. Ten of Pentacles, Four of Swords, the World. Yeah. Yeah, 5, I see. Queen of Wands and the Chariot wanting to proceed there. Okay, so this time of healing is over. That sense of what happens next in the foundation is over. The contemplation stage is over. If you had a plan here for recovery, it's happening now. I see that. And there's confidence attached to it and moving forward in this direction. Things have been approved. Okay, so we've kind of taken our foundation. It's not just you. It don't get me wrong. It directly benefits from your efforts and your decision making. But obviously the foundation as such is quite large. So it affects many people. There is a sense of, here's the plan. Here's how we're going to fix it. And once more, it's being acted on. So that time of rest, reflection, what next steps. Okay. We're making moves on it now as we speak. And the energy is rising towards it. We're going to continue to head in this direction. Well done. The plan's being acted on. There might have been a loss of funds or the threat of loss of funds, and how can we counter correct that? And that has been achieved. Okay, or it's in the process of being achieved. So well done once more. You're a very good leader. Do you know that? You really are. You're an effective leader, a person I'm looking at. There's a boldness in that plan too. I like it. But yeah. Yeah. It's moving forward also here in Cancer season. Plan goes into effect. Good job. Okay, now let's take a look at this reserved heart space. I don't have time for those emotional intelligences. And you didn't. You don't. I'm not trying to give you shit about that. That was really real. You were very honest about that. Four of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, the Chariot. But now that that's moving forward, that's proceeding. Okay. There's something here, I don't know, possibly being activated in the heart, moving forward in the heart. I don't know. Let's take a look. Cancer season's very busy for you, isn't it? All right, King of Wands, the Six of Cups, and the Sun. Yeah, there might be something there. There might be something there, Sag. Did I call it or did I call it? Yeah, okay. It's okay. I know some of you saw that, and I just heard you scream at me. Christina, look down. Yeah, it's Ace of Cups. I caught it. Yes. I caught it. There it is. It's matching. Okay, very good. Four of Pentacles. So I saw that on your opening. I'm not available, or I'm holding back in that area. Now's not the time. Again, no dispute. That was here. You made that very clear. You've been very busy being in boss mode. I understand. I respect boss mode. It's very consuming, and for good reason. Okay, but here we're going to relax. We're going to explore love a little bit. We're going to move forward in that area as well. Cancer season, specifically July. Some of you just, oh my goodness. So this is rolling into, we're in Cancer season, just to clarify, okay? But also it's going to roll into July. So Cancer season is late June to July, and you are showing me aspects of both. So here we are. King of Wands, Six of Cups, the Sun. Yes. It's a soul bond. Of course it's a soul bond. Now, because it's technically in the future position, A, this could be a soul bond you have yet to meet. B, this is someone whom we know, but we're taking the time to open our heart towards them now or soon. Okay? And it's not just you, it's them. As far as I can tell, it's a two-way street. It looks like it's being returned, and that's all I care about. Oh, happy day. It's very sunshiny. Very sunshiny. It's very warm. It's very generous. Okay. Yeah, there's passion in there. Duh. But there's also sincere warmth. It's gorgeous. Very lovely. Very beautiful. Okay. You have fun with that. No, I don't need to clarify further. I think that speaks for itself. Okay. But yeah, I can, you ever been in that space? I need to get these work energies out of the way. This has got to get done. I ain't got time to spare. Yeah, that's where you were. But that looks so lovely. Oh, so nice and warm and happy. A dark night of the soul. Okay, so you're making this look easy, but for some of you, this represents some very heavy thinking, difficult decisions, specifically about the foundation. Perhaps some of you had to make these horrible decisions about cutting the budget and perhaps by choice losing some contracts. Gosh, that might be why everything was on pause for a minute. And you're showing me responsibility of decision making. Yeah. But you did it well. You've done it well, and you will continue to do so. Okay? All right. But yeah, that you're making it look easy, but I know that represented a difficult planning phase for many of you. I get it. And that's why you're a good leader. All right. Yeah. Dark Night of the Soul. We had to make some difficult decisions about separating. The whole thing's not out, to be clear with you. The world was over a period of rest concerning the foundation. Very rarely do we scrap the whole fucking thing. 10 of Pentacles. And this is something I have to say all the time. When you have a Ten of Pentacles, you understand the responsibility attached to it. In order to keep it thriving and prosperous, you have to know when to prune it. Yours went through a pruning season, and it wasn't just you, but eyes were on you to lead it, to lead these difficult decisions. Am I right? So yes, there are some parts of that foundation, 5 subtracted from 10, that were let go and cycled out. Is after a long due period of consideration. But you did the hard work, and it shows. Okay. I know people do not like it when I talk like that. That's the cards. If you've ever been in that situation, you know how much it sucks. It fucking sucks. Responsibilities, guys. People forget that about the Emperor and Empress. People look to them to make decisions, not sit on their hands. Okay? That's part of the gig of being the one that wears the crown. Okay? Rebirth. I feel like everybody's going to be getting this. I know. Transformation. I don't even know that it was last winter. I think this is what underwent transformation. It was a rebirth to the foundation, or its opportunity to thrive once more. But yeah, we are considering this as a chance to change, transform, or rebirth. Okay? All right. And I feel like this one. Spirit, it's very near. And check in. I feel check in. I feel like that's a little bit more related to over here. Check in, wanting to check in with him. It seems so simple, but it's something that represents wanting more. Okay, just check in. Feels super cash, but it's anything but. It feels very warm, embracing, and deeply connected. Okay. M, D, L, and the peacock. Bit of a show there, bit of a display. Perhaps some of you like to display a certain way. You have a kind of show. Maybe you like your colors. You have a specific attraction ritual. A bit of a show, a bit of a display. You know, yeah. Well, what's Saggy without a little bit of a display? All right. I hope this helped you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well. Aries. Welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me, Aries. Ten of Cups, Justice, Two of Cups. Oh, very nice. Strength, Nine of Cups. And the Four of Swords. Good for you. Yeah. Seven of Swords. Devil. Eight of Wands. Okay. We'll get to that. I'll get to that. But let's start with that lovely opening, shall we? Oh, gosh, you are the definition of all is well. I'm not saying your life was perfect. What I'm saying is that you feel very balanced. Like, that is the definition of emotional balance. And that you worked hard to balance that too. You have the Ten of Cups here, so that's the inner circle. Okay? For people who get confused about what that means, it's your inner circle. Referred to as family, friends. Okay? But there you go. It's not a competition. It could be 2 people, it could be 200. The point is that everybody's got their place in terms of love and support, knowing that they're there. Okay? And that you're in their world. That's your inner circle. Justice, balance. That's one of the best balances you can have. All is well. I do right by me and mine, you know? And Two of Cups, it looks like you share some sort of potential emotional intimacy, a little bit more direct, a little bit more one-to-one, as part of the greater scheme. But yeah, overall, you look great. You look happy, healthy, and just, right there. Imagine the best bath in the world and it's at the perfect temperature. That's where you are. Strength, 9 of Cups and the 4 Swords. You have been doing a good job of giving yourself more time and space these days, kind of catering to your own sense of self-interest, wish fulfillment, taking it easy, being kinder to yourself, but also strength, discipline to back it up. And people will show me that for various reasons. It could be that you're not used to taking breaks. It could be that a lot of your time might be impeded upon by others or your situation or whatever. The point is that you're showing me strength. It's a form of discipline to allow yourself to relax, and it's something that you have to exercise. Okay? I understand life gets like that sometimes, but I like that you're doing it. I'm glad that you are taking care of you and yours, but also, yes, you. And it's something you have to insist on, and some of you will be insisting on a break soon enough for yourself. Leave me alone. And it could be, I don't know, a couple of hours to days or weeks. The point is that you needed it. So I'm glad to see that you're allowing yourself to relax and be a little bit more self-indulgent, but it's in a restful, healing sort of way. Excellent. Down there, that mess. 7 of Swords, Devil, 8 of Wands. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and avoid that. Okay, I hope you enjoyed your reading today. 7 of Swords, that is avoidance, but in this respect, I'm not going to knock you for it, because whatever that is doesn't need to be talking to you. That's why. Full stop. Okay. So yeah, this is, people ask me all the time thoughts on avoidance versus ghosting and stuff like that. It often depends on the situation. But yeah, there's times when we can go, I mean, it's something I say, you've heard me say it 1,000 times. You get to choose your level of participation. I see a devil with an 8 of Wands. You can avoid that whole conversation altogether. You don't need to participate with it. You don't have to. Okay, that looks like that communication's up to no good. But let's take a look and find out. But you're kind of like, I'd rather not. Now that might be the initial presentation. I don't know that it's full on devilish attitude, disposition, or person, but the initial presentation is, you know how things get started off when somebody's really on the wrong foot? Wrong foot, wrong fucking shoes, wrong outfit, wrong everything. But the intent was good. But the presentation's all fucked up. Yeah, that happens too. But there's something about that where you're like, I'm avoiding that because I don't like the way it talks. I don't like the energy behind it. I don't like the feel on that one. Any of those things. Okay. 10 of Cups, Justice, 2 of Cups. Good job though. Beautiful there. With your inner circle, the balance, that sense that all is well. I know my place. I have love and support in my life where I need it. I worked hard for my relationships to balance them out, to be inclusive, to be fair. Okay. Oh. 5 of Swords, Death. Oh, okay. 2 of Pentacles. Okay. So that's actually, let's do a couple more. Justice. There it is. 6 of Pentacles. I'm insisting on balance. Okay. I'm glad I took a couple more there. That is good. I know it doesn't look that way, but it is. There is this something that helps you create balance and harmony between you and yours and your inner circle is that you stopped all bullshit a long time ago. Any form of self-sabotage, any sort of backhanded or upside down conversations or misgivings, you don't do that. You don't play into it. You don't do family gossip. You don't do that. You don't do anything like that. You're very clear and you're very straightforward with your inner circle. They get the best of you, your attentions, and your intents too. You are very face forward with the people that are in your life. Extremely honest. You do not allow for confusion. You do not allow for wiffle waffle. And it's kind of like if you're not part of this and cooperating, communicating clearly, and part effectively of this family or this friendship, I ain't having you. I ain't having nothing to do with you. I don't like backhanded conversations. I don't like backhanded intents. Be upfront with me or you're not in my life. And that is very overarching, but it's also extremely direct. And it's one of the reasons why you have been so successful in your inner circle, because Justice is here twice with the 6 of Pentacles. If our relationship, if our connection don't make sense, you ain't in it. See how that works? If I get the feeling that you are talking bad or you were undermining me or my family or whatever's important to me, you know, if you're the gossiper, if you're the one who says, I'm going to do this and you don't do shit, you're out. I don't need that. I insist upon balance. I do my part. I can account for my side of the things. And if you can't do yours, you're out. I don't balance with you. I don't fuck around with you. I don't play with you. You're not a family. You're not a friend. And this is where I like to push back on people that I don't have any family. Family is what you make of it. Some of the best family members I have were friends that were established 20 years ago. Okay, so you get to choose who's in your life, not just who you're related to. And I'm looking at someone who has a no-nonsense policy when it comes to their harmony. This is how I live. And it's good. This is how I love. This is how I support. You want in on it, do the same for me. But it's incredibly straightforward. I do my part. I do right by you, you do right by me, we get along just fine. But be clear. Be clear what you want. Be clear what your expectations are. And be clear about your contribution as you understand it. Because I know what I can do. Okay? So that's very clear. And that's one of the things that's helped keep your inner circle safe and functioning and healthy, I might add, is that you're extremely fair. And also, how are you contributing? Don't tell me you care about family and then fail to show up every time it needs you. Right? Now that's hardcore, but I get that. I respect that. I do. I really, really do. It's good and it works. Clearly it works. You can't argue with the results. No, that's wonderful. Good job. I really just want to take a moment to note that. I don't see things like that too often, so that is wonderful. That is absolutely wonderful. And that includes any of your intimate relationships or closer relationships. 2 cups, a little closer to the heart, you know. Not necessarily defined here, but anyone that you have a little bit of a more intimate connection with, you expect the same. Okay? This is how I love you. This is what I can give to you. This is how I can support our connection or our relationship. Are you about that? Can you do that? Well, some people can, some people can't. Okay, strength, 9 of cups, 4 swords. But I like how over here, and I would say very, very soon, if not prior to Leo season, which is right around the corner from where we are, I would say soon, you're going to take some much needed time for yourself. And it may not be big chunks of time. I'm talking like little spaces here and there, okay, where your energy can relax and you can just kind of focus on self-interest a little bit. It's something that you've been needing to do. And the star. Oh, okay. What's up? Oh, the hermit. Yeah, strength. Okay. You're saying this is a good time for you. Excellent. Well done. No, that's going to carry on into Leo season. That's great. No, that's wonderful. Some of you might have some very strong Leo in your chart. We also have Virgo here as well as Aquarius. Not the point. The point is that this is something you are looking forward to and you already know because you've already concluded on. It's good for you. So what I'm seeing here then is that you are very excited about possibly some sort of dream break. It means a lot to you. It could be family vacation, but I'm just saying it's like it means a lot to you. This is something that you want to do. And you told yourself some time ago that you were going to do it. I'm going to take this break. I'm going to take this time to myself. And you were really excited. And you're insisting too. So good job there. It means a lot to you. So that thing you always wanted to do, that place you always wanted to visit, that time off you always wanted to take, just something like that. Whatever it is. Yes, you'll get to do that soon. That's wonderful. I keep seeing Colorado for some of you. Yeah. I hope to visit. One day. It's beautiful. I really want to see the mountains. But yeah, that's I don't know why that came up. Boom. I just saw Colorado. That's a great impression. It was really solid. I couldn't miss it, right? That was great. That's FYI. Doesn't have to be yours. I just saw it. But yeah, no, this is great. I'm very happy for you. This is absolutely the break or the thing that you needed. I love it. It's going to do wonders for you. Now, let's take a look at that. Yes. 7 of Swords, Devil, 8 of Wands. Yeah. Ooh, I hear they have beautiful waterfalls. I am a waterfall junkie. Love, like I said at the intro, I'm a water baby. So, a big fan of waterfalls. I'll tell you some of the most beautiful, intimidating, oh God, breathtaking waterfalls I've ever seen were in Maine. Beautiful country. Highly recommend. The forests are unreal. But the waterfalls, gosh. I know I'm going on. I'm sorry I'm sharing. I have that moment of sharing. Let me know if you're a waterfall / water person. Gosh, one of the biggest, boldest, beautiful waterfall. I will just get entranced with the sound. I find the sound of water falling very soothing, like a lot of people do. I have white noise machines dedicated to just that sound. And once, though, in real life, when I was in Maine, and I was hiking and I went to a waterfall, I got to the cavern behind the actual waterfall, and I kind of, real talk, I took a nap. I was gone. It was so peaceful. It was just so peaceful. I was gone. Had a nice little nap under the waterfall. I highly recommend it. There's nothing like it. I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm going on. 7 of Swords, the Devil, Ace of Wands. But yes, I hear that about Colorado. It's supposed to be beautiful mountains, forests, and waterfalls. 4 of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, and the High Priestess. Your intuition's telling you not to fuck with it, so don't. There you go. Yeah, just for funsies. 7 of Wands to Lovers. I'm not saying it was easy. Clearly, it's unrequited. Devil plus Lovers is often unrequited. For one reason or another, it did not line up, but it didn't just kind of like fail. It failed spectacularly in more than one area. So it's very strongly connected. Very. So we still have the intensity of the Devil. I'm not saying they're toxic. I'm not saying you're toxic. But when you two got together, things did not go well. They did not add up well. So here we have the plethora of intensity and emotions that is sexuality, emotionality, spirituality. One person was ready for, like, say, the emotional piece. The other person was all about the sexual piece and not any of the other pieces. And so many of it, just many parts failed to line up. Okay. You know this inherently some way. You know this. Okay, you don't have to be told. You know. Your response to this suggests to me you know. So you're also recognizing this as a possible pattern that you'd rather not get back into. Whether or not it's healed, I doubt it, because your interpretation of that communication was automatically negative. You're like, I'm looking at that, and it doesn't look like anything's changed. So I don't know what that is to you, but you have been told intuitively to refrain. You have been told intuitively to remain silent. You have been told intuitively to just refrain. Do nothing. Okay? 7 of Wands, the Lovers. There's a sense of resistance here. It's a boundary thing. Like I said, you get to choose your own level, of participation, and you will not participate in this. It tells me whatever this tune is hasn't changed. There's no apology in there. There's no sense of healing. It's just negative emotions. Okay. So you said, no, I'm going to avoid that one like the plague, honey. Okay. You would know best. You are literally very familiar with this particular subject, and that was the first thing you showed me is like, I see that pattern. I know exactly who that is. I am not going anywhere near it. I've had enough of devilish patterns, thank you. Lovers or no, a pattern is a pattern, okay? I'm not telling you what to do, it's just that's what's here, guys. I read the cards. You still get to choose. If you want to mess around with that, maybe have some fun with it. It does look patternized. It will default back to where it's been, and that's what happens when the lovers choose not to do the work in and of their own right, or never mind together, okay? But once more, no apology, no healing, no nothing in there. One of those things is required. Okay, I see people reconnect all the time. Transformation, Pluto, contracts, careers, commitments. You have transformed. Some of you, by the way, Aries is your Saturn placement. But there's been a transformation, Scorpio energy here as well. Pluto, Aries might be your Pluto. You've transformed what it is you feel you owe this, and you realized you don't owe it anything. Okay? Contracts, No career with it, no commitment with it. You didn't have a commitment with this person. You didn't have any sort of co-foundation or co-creation with it. You owe it nothing. Okay? You understand that, and it took you time to transform from that. Okay? It was unrequited then, largely in the 3D or the physical. It was not made good upon. There was no spiritual debt to this either. Okay? In other words, no spiritual commitment. No 3D realities. It might have just been all emotion and sexual attraction. But anyway, you have your freedom from this now. Aries might be your Uranus placement as well. But you are free from that now. You know that. Yeah, you're still going to, continue to choose your freedom. Well, that was an interesting pitch. Right there at the last moment. You knew exactly what it was. You knew exactly you were going to avoid it. And you understand exactly how much you've transformed over it and what you don't owe this. It didn't line up with you properly. Yeah, no, you don't owe it anything. Or you didn't line up properly with it. I do know this. You connected to it, but it was a matter of worth. Yeah, this was a matter of worth. We've had a lot of insight here. We seek the crystal ball. We had to seek to our own worth and understand some things the hard way. Once more, you owe it nothing. Okay? Okay. C, S, L. We have the medallion of Leo. You might have some very strong Leo in your chart, could be connecting to, or their upcoming season might be important to you right here. And then we had a little bicycle. Some of you might like to ride a bike, profession, hobby, or it's a form of exercise, or in some way the bike might be symbolic to some of you. Aries, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments, take care, be well. Aquarius, welcome to your Sunday check-in, and your message has been blessed by Our Lady of Perpetual Long Care. Yes, indeed. And it's the kind you can't wait out, guys. I think my neighborhood suffers from echolalia, so it's like when one person does it, somebody else is going to echo it. It's just how it is. One lawnmower kicks off, and somebody else is like, well, I guess it's a good time. Lawnmowers is real. It's really real in the suburbs. What's going on, please, for Aquarius? Ace of Wands, Temperance, and Eight of Pentacles. Good. Ten of Pentacles, the High Priestess, the Hanged Man. Very good. Cool. I don't blame you. King of Pentacles, the Hermit, and the Devil. Very good. All right. You are showing me some healing about work endeavors, how you feel about it specifically, putting good energy into it, showing me and yourself patience over your work energies, compassion, okay? And slowly learning to find your passion for it again, to feel good about your work again. That's nice. I get that. That's good. Ten of Pentacles, the High Priestess, the Hanged Man. And you're getting good results too. You really are. You're not anxious to leave that space. Like, I like everything just where it is. You're feeling good about your work and your foundation, your connectivity, your network resources, community, all of it. You're feeling better about it. You're not anxious to leave it. It's like, I just want to stay here and continue to feel things out. Because we had to go out of our way to remember our spark for work, our energy for work, and why it is we do what we do. Why we're connected to what we're connected, its meaning, its significance, and how we personally contribute to it. So we needed some time to figure that out. We needed some time to get reacquainted with that feeling of goodness and hope and passion and inspiration and even creativity for some of you in your work. But yeah, we had to temper that out. We wanted to feel good about our work again. Good. Good. So I can see you're not anxious to leave that feeling because you're back in tune with it. You're back in tune with what you do and why you do it. It's like I found my purpose again. That's great. King of Pentacles, the Hermit, Devil. Whatever ill feeling you had, that's going away. That's subsiding. You showed me two major healing elements. You're like, it's good. It feels good to be back in tune with this. It's good to put my crown back on. And I'm sure you've been wearing the crown. My point is to feel good about wearing the crown. Clearly, some of you are in boss mode. There's a lot of responsibility attached to you. You know that. But at some point, perhaps you stopped feeling good about what you were doing. And even while you were earning a paycheck, or for a while we lost sight of it. Why we do what we do. And now you're back in sight with it and you feel so much better. So whatever that devil was, whatever that ill feeling was, whatever that poor feeling was, you literally worked your way through it. Okay? Ace of Wands, Temperance, the Ace of Pentacles. It feels good, right, to have the passion back, the inspiration, to be excited by your work once more. But that took time. The Hermit. Oh, goodness. Some of you have some very strong healing tendencies. Three of Pentacles, Page of Cups. The Sun and the Page of Wands. Yeah, and it's also with the help of friends. I get by with a little help from my friends. Beatles. Yeah, this is great. You weren't alone. That's wonderful. So you're showing me partnership in there. Friendship, partnership, collaborative effort. And it felt good. Goodness. That's great. You know what? When we got the team of right people, it can make all the difference. It's almost like I remember why I put so much, or I used to put so much good energy into that, and I wanted to get back in touch with that feeling. Because you can see the excitement building, growing in others. And it's infectious. And you're like, oh yeah, this is why we're here. I'm teaching this to someone else. So many of you are in roles where you have to teach others this business, this job, this work, and it feels good. It makes you remember why you got into it personally when you see other people light up, right? It's so easy to get lost to the drudgery, but I can tell you right now, some of you are in roles where you are directly responsible for the education of others in that work capacity. You train, you hire, you supervise, I don't know. But through that enthusiasm, just being open, you remember yours, and it feels so good. So some of you have taken on new recruits. I don't know. I don't know, but you've taken on these smaller energies. They don't have as much experience as you, but through your direct guidance, it makes you feel good. It makes you feel so darn good. You're loving this. You are absolutely loving this, and again, you are seeing something that you probably took for granted or just got very familiar with or tired by or burnt out by. You're teaching it to others, and you can see it through their eyes. Okay, and you're like, oh yeah. This is why I do this. I love this. Oh my gosh. And the feelings coming back to you. That's wonderful. Oh, very wise you are. You're a good teacher. And they look up to you. Okay? Oh, yeah. It's so sweet. And that is definitely happening now, but it's been building up into that as well. That's wonderful. I like that direct influence. I'm not saying you're working with kids, but I am saying there's something here about these folks have less experience than you. They want to learn, and you're their teacher in some way. You lead by example, if nothing else. Even if you're not a teacher, you lead by example. This is how we do this is how we do that. And they have so many questions, and it just feels so good to share your knowledge. Because here we have the Hermit actively sharing his knowledge. It's great. That's great. I love it. Aquarius. But what I'm really happy for you is just getting that freaking good energy back, and you feel the hope and the sunshine. Really good, authentic work there. I love it. 10 of Pentacles, the High Priestess, the Hanged Man, and you want to continue to stay in that way too. To be clear, you look founded to me. You look very experienced, very sage. Okay? It's like now that you can feel your way in it again, you're like, I just want to stay here. What else can I learn from my foundation? I don't want to take it for granted. I want to feel my way around it. Okay, very good. Three of Swords, the Knights of Swords, and the Knights of Wands. Busy. Wheel of Fortune, Three of Wands. Okay. Yeah, whatever this is has been needing your attention for a while. I can see why you're not in a rush to leave it. You know how it is when you start working on something and then you start to see the neglect and the signs of wear and tear. I was like, okay, okay, okay. So not only do you have a newfound passion and or appreciation for something that you've been doing, you're starting to see how much it's needs you, and it's been needing you. It's not a bad need. It's something that you are happy to get to, understanding you want to be there. So yeah, really feeling out the needs of, again, I hate saying the word foundation. It confuses people. It goes beyond personal work. It's everything you're connected to. Okay? Connections, networks, resources, community. It's a lot. It adds up. And there's some neglect in there, and you're like, I need to, this is mine. I'm going to take care of this. And then boom, there you. So even though you're on pause and you're feeling your way around it, all your current actions are focused within it. Okay? So it's like, I'm not taking on anything new. No vacation, something like that. I'm not telling you not to take a vacation. I'm saying energetically, if I was trying to translate this to you, it's like, I'm not going nowhere. This is where all my energies are. This is overdue. You see that now. 3 of Wands with the Wheel of Fortune. I need to take care of this. I want to take care of this. So you are patching things up. You are reforging connections if that's what they need. Perhaps for some of you, having to let some of these things go. You understand it's not advantageous to your foundation anymore. So it really looks like your world is getting a good, not spring cleaning, but summer cleaning, if you will. But yeah, you really want to stay here and take care of business. You do. That's quality. You're being thorough. But again, feeling out the needs of your world, your whole world, and see where you need to be, where you need to make repairs, where you need to address things. But yeah, it's due. It's coming back to you. This work is work that needs to be done. Okay? But it's good. I'm glad that you're getting to it. King of Pentacles, the Hermit once more, and Diablo. So here we have that sense of prosperity once more. I am head of this. I'm responsible for this. I rely upon me. It is worthy of me. These efforts are worthy of me. They speak well of me. It's time I got back on track with it. It was there. It was always there. I just needed to get back in tune with it. And so you are. I love it. But yeah. Prior to that, there was a lot of ill feeling with the Diablo. Justice, Ace of Wands, the Emperor. Here's that Diablo. Tower. Somebody that you are connected to, once more at work. This is clearly a career and or job reading. But someone you were connected to, it's one of the things that made your job harder, and probably why you were less inclined towards it these past several months and or seasons. Somebody made a bad call. I don't know that it was you. I really don't know that it was you. But I'm seeing someone who is a faux emperor, someone who deigns to be in charge and they're not actually in charge. Someone who's like, it's my way or my will that counts. Theirs is the last one that should count. This is someone who made a bad decision and then they throw their weight around saying, well, I get to, I'm boss. Okay. So that's not only toxic, they an asshole. So I don't know what happened. I don't think it's you because you show me such a steady disposition towards how you view work, how you view function, how you view contribution. You're that person, you contribute to your community or its resources in a way that's thoughtful and it goes beyond a profit. I just know this. Whatever that is, had a shite attitude. And not only that, made some bad decisions. And so I'm going to go ahead and take a guess that whoever this is or was, they got X'd. They got kicked out of the workplace, kicked out of the foundation, kicked out of the... And they're probably one of the reasons why you experienced a burnout. You loved this. You've always loved it. But when you have someone like that running around like a loose cannon in a big mouth, making bad decisions, yeah, you're going to experience burnout. It doesn't matter how much you love your job. It doesn't matter how deeply you connected. All it takes is one bad director, one bad manager, one bad moment and decision where you're like, I hate this. I hate everything about it. And it wasn't the job. It wasn't even the people. It's just that one person with the pretense, with the shitty my way or no way, my way or the highway attitude. I gotta be in control. I gotta call the shots. I gotta wear the pants. I gotta be a big whatever. That is one of the that's one of the worst emperors I've seen. And honey, I've seen some. They got that. Woo! I would say that they got X, but they probably did something so stupid they ejected them themselves. And it should work out a lot easier after that, didn't it? I'm sorry. I know that was probably a really shitty thing that went down, so I'm not trying to laugh at you. I'm really not. It's because your reading makes so much more sense to me now. Yeah, there was some ill feeling, all right. Yeah, and I can definitely see where you would lose your frequency with work. So there was a lot of neglect and repairs. But you're saying I take them on because I know it's correct. I do my part. I've always just wanted to do my part, but man, I lost my flavor for this, my taste for this a long time ago because of that asshole. Okay. Yeah, I don't blame you, but working with other folks, particularly people who are in a position to learn, it re-excites you, it reignites you, and it gets you back in tune with that feeling, and that's all I've seen for you, but I love it. It's beautiful. Honey, whoever that is clearly shot themselves in the foot. You know what? If you want to share, you share, because oh my gosh. If you resonate with that, how did they shoot themselves in the foot that bad? I mean, don't get me wrong. The negativity and the insistence of will, that'll do it. But specifically, what was it? They clearly felt justified. They was wrong. Misuse of funds, misuse of power, bullying, harassment. I don't know, but that was that. But and I'm sorry, Eight of Wands, just as you're correcting the whole thing. Good job. Once more, you are on it. Aquarius is on it. I'm very proud of you. This is wonderful. You are a great mentor, a steady hand, and a good healer. You're like, look at all this work that has to be done. Damn it. But now you want to. Now you want to. Now that we don't have to take orders from that idiot. Okay. Look at you, though. Look at you. You are rebuilding this thing. Okay. Vanity. I know. I see it. Ego, vanity, pride. Somebody was... What do I feel like I'm looking at a one-man show? This is like I do everything around here. You know that person, ego, vanity, and they're not. They're not. But they want the face. They want the cover. They want to look like a one-man band or one-man show, and they're anything but. You know better. I'm looking at someone who literally knows better. You're saying to make this thing run, it takes many hands. There's really not much room for ego here, and that's what somebody was all about. Oh boy, did that come back and bite him in the ass. Okay, well, in freedom, you're free from this, and then for some of you, Aquarius might be a Uranus placement. Yes, we're free. Oh, I bet. Oh my God, you have more room to breathe in this, don't you? Oh my, I know you do. I know you do, and I'm glad that you were sweeping up, and you just want to take your time with it. You want to do a good job. But I see you doing exactly that. You're communicating balance. Don't worry about it. That asshole's not here anymore. You can talk to me or you can work with these folks, but that person's out. Don't worry about it. You are correcting whatever they screwed up. Okay. And you're doing that very well. You are communicating decisions and actions and the idea of how can we make this work in balances appropriately with who needs to hear it. Good job. Excellent. It's spring. Mm-hmm. You've been recovering from it since? Is that what happened? Spring? Things got at their worst last spring. And they got hit with the eject button, which once more they did it to themselves. Okay, they did it themselves. Remember that. And it's spring. And all the good energy's coming back to you now. Ooh, it feels so good. And check in. I think everybody's going to check in. Who's checking in? We're checking in with everybody. Everybody okay? We're doing good. Do you need any help? Do you need any assistance? Do you need any more learning, insight, something like that? How can I correct this? Okay, and surrender. Oh, ha, ha. Was that a case of no contest? Okay. I'll exit. Surrender, no contest. It was not contested. Man, how bad did they screw up? Oh. How bad did they screw up, homie? FWL. We have the medallion of Gemini in the reverse. The keyword here being intelligent. Some of you are very intelligent. Gemini season might have been very important, or you might have some very strong Gemini in your chart. Could be connecting to. Then we have the owl in reverse. Someone who is not wise. Someone who is not intelligent. Someone who does not see things clearly. Yeah. And then we have the yin-yang symbol. Oh, I see that. You are correcting things right now. Everything has a balance. You are... Yes, isn't that the whole situation, though? You are the counterbalance to this whole thing. Where someone has a vacuum, that is ego, vanity, and pride, that clearly was like, my house, my rules, for work, where other people are involved, clearly you're the one who is inclusive. You understand it takes many hands. We can't afford self-interest in this. It affects people. It affects a lot of people, okay? It's like this job, whatever it is, isn't your personal playground. Okay. Gotcha. All right, Aquarius, honey, this was amazing. This was so interesting. I hope it helped you. You're doing a great job. I want you to know that. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Gemini, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me Gemini, please. Okay. Three of Cups, the Lovers, you. Queen of Cups, but not just you. Oh, Tower. Oh, World. I was like, oh, Tower. Oh, World. Oh, my. Lions, Tigers, and Bears. Oh, my. We'll get to that. Yeah. Seven of Cups, Three of Wands, and the Fool. Okay. Yeah. So this is the kind of thing people either love or they hate. But I have to say that intro is beautiful. Three of Cups, the Lovers, Queen of Cups. Yeah, we want to reconnect with a strong connection, and I don't blame you. The heart space for at least one person here seems to be very soft, very fluid in the intuitive process as well. Perhaps you both share that. The Lovers is 2. Of course, your power card. In Three of Cups, there's a feeling there to connect and reconnect, but it seems to be the deeper way. With the Queen of Cups there. Okay? That's lovely. It's soft. It's inviting. It's emotionally very tempting, when the heart space is that open to giving and receiving. Couple that up with a strong connection. You can't help but feel a certain way about it. Let's put it that way. Okay. Tower, the World, 4 Cups. That has got to be the most interesting version of... I take that all back. I have ever seen. Now, of course, I'll clarify. And that's making me laugh once more. I'm not laughing at you. People do get annoyed when I laugh, and I don't know why. It's a real thing. Laughter is. But, yeah, that's like I take it all back. No. We're going to overturn that world and that unhappiness. It's that sense of, I thought this was closed, it's too unhappy. Now, don't get me wrong, it closed because it was unhappy. The Tower's overriding that. So it's this idea of that door can never be reopened, approached, or re-explored. It's over. It's too unhappy. It's too upsetting. And the Tower says, well, hold on. We know you thought that. So... as they say, this is why we watch tarot. It ain't over till it's over. But there is a sense of this is over. There's no way. There's not a shot in hell. But life has a way of surprising us. People have a way of surprising each other and ourselves all the time. We'll take a look at it, see if we can get more from it. 7 of Cups, 3 of Wands, the Fool. There you are. I've been waiting for this one. And I'm not telling you to wait. That energy is already completed for you. The Gemini I'm looking at, you had a feeling here of the Fool who had to wait before he could spring into action. So there might have been a sense of divine timing. It could be a sense that there was, or just frankly physical distance with the 3 of Wands. There was distance between us. Now, that could be the physical or the metaphor. And that if it's the metaphor of distance, we were emotionally distant or emotionally apart. And again, that kind of goes back to divine timing. But it's like, my day has come. I've been waiting for this. I can't wait to be the fool. Let's do this. Let's open up to this. Let's explore those feelings. Let's take a look at it. Now, the Seven of Cups is, yes, exploring emotions, being open. Okay? Where they go is up to those two people exploring them. But the point is that you've been dying to find out. So, I don't know about dying, but you know what I mean. Yeah, this is your time. Could be them too. Don't get me wrong. Once more, Lovers is here. So it could be running both ways. All right? All I can tell you is that I see what's here, not what isn't. All right? Three Cups. The Lovers. Queen of Cups. I'm not saying you two are perfect. Clearly, something went down. Okay. Let's make that clear. Something went down. All right? Three Cups, the Lovers, the Queen of Cups, yeah? The Hanged Man. Four Swords. Lots of pause on this one. Lots of pause. Lots of pause, lots of healing, lots of rest. Do I want this? Do you really want this? But the Hanged Man, Four Swords, the Hermit. You did not rush this at all. No. We had to earn this feeling of reconnection the hard way. It was on a long road, a long path of discovery. You didn't rush. There's nothing impulsive about this. I told you I was looking at somebody who had to bide their time and wait. It's like, this is my moment. I'm going to open up. I've been waiting for this. And I'm seeing that here as well. Nothing about that's rushed. Nothing about that's impulsive. Nothing's about that. It's like, oh, I just had this feeling at 3 a.m. No, it's not. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm sure you had moments at 3 a.m., but it was stretched out over many variations of 3 a.m. Of months and seasons, if not possibly, I dare say, years for some of you. The Hanged Man, Four Swords, the Hermit. That's lots of insight, lots of reflection, double healing. Whew. Do I want this? Is it important? Why does this keep coming up on my pathway? And does that have any meaning or significance to me? Should it? So that tells me you two reconnected before in some way, even if it was like, so you have your initial connection and then there's reconnection. So at that point, crossing each other's timelines at least twice, right? So, well, potentially the second time, I'm thinking might be closer to 3 or 4. I don't know. Anyway, that's irrelevant. That's a little bit more history. I want to push it. The High Priestess and the Magician. Okay, after much due consideration, intuitively, we do not deny, and we're in fact leaning into our desire for this. I like how you have come to conclusions that are right for you, and you took your time. But what's interesting here is like the fact that we keep popping up on each other's timelines. There's something to that. Yes. Now, that is absolutely true. I like how you're listening to yourself, though, and from that space, intuitively, you're pulling this in. You are naturally, this is natural. It's not forced, it's a natural feeling to pull this towards you. But you, realistically, in 3D, took your time to understand that. Just a very long pause. Particularly where the feelings are concerned. Because that's what's shared already emotionally between you two. It's very loving. But you had to take the time to understand that and to appreciate that it was coming from love. And perhaps not just the characteristics that some of the lovers are more well known for, such as the, let's say the sexual intensity, call it for what it is. It lines up in many other areas as well, too, but we need to know that. And you took the time to understand it, apparently. It's beautiful. You had 4 majors over a 3-card baseline, so it's got to mean something. And the point is, you know that. You want this. It's a simple admission, you want this. But you also consciously reflected on it, too. Grow into the feeling if you must, sure, or if you will. All right, the Tower, the World, 4 of Cups. Three of Wands, there it is again. Judge, I told you, divine timing, called it. Okay, and the Moon. But it wasn't obvious. No, these things never are they? We'll push it a couple more. 2 of Wands and the 4 of Wands. Yeah, there's a sense of divine timing that was largely unknown to you until recently. But what initially seemed impossible, it would never come back, I could never allow it back, or they'd never allow, I don't know. But there is a sense of allowance here. And yet the feeling gnawed at you. It's not over. I'm not done with this. And I can't explain it. I can't articulate. Oh, but you could. You were still summoning it. You saw this connection over and over again on your own path. And you started to understand its meaning to you. But at the time, it felt like this was too far from you. But you still felt yourself waiting and you didn't understand why. What does that even mean, bro? 2 of Wands and the 4 of Wands. Behind that, under the hidden energies, is that we would get to choose this as a relationship one day. 2 of Wands, 4 of Wands. But that was what's under the Moon, you know? Until then, we had time and space to contend with divine timing. But the idea of this ever reconnecting it seemed impossible for reasons that are understandable. 4 of Cups. There was disappointment all around. Specifically in this context, not being on the same page emotionally. Somebody was ready, the other person wasn't. Doesn't seem to be an issue. Now, so not so much. But with the Moon there, yeah. Cooking in the background. The ability to choose a relationship in this one day. A sense of timing. I have to wait, but no, I don't. I'm not supposed to wait. Then why does it feel like I'm waiting? I don't know. Kind of like that. That's what you've been doing for a while. But yeah, no, this was not an impossible cycle. It's not impossible. Apparently it's not, no. All right, 7 of Cups, 3 of Wands, the Fool. Well, it's probably one of the more thorough reconnections, or the possibilities of reconnections I've seen in a long time. Usually I get like, oh, a Page of Wands is thinking about a 3 of Cups, wink, wink. Okay. Yours is like, oh, I've been stewing on this one for a while. So it has a lot more believability. Like a lot more believability. And sensibility too. I like this. Simply I'm manifesting this, but I consciously acknowledge it too. Yeah. 7 of Cups, 3 of Wands, the Fool. Mm-hmm. 5 of Pentacles, a Page of Wands, and the 7 of Pentacles. I would very much like to get this thing back on track. To put work into it. As we last left it, apparently it was a 5. With some energy, maybe with some luck and being a little bit open, we can get it into a 7, which is not stagnant. It's an improvement comparatively from where it was. And that requires openness and acting on it, you know. Putting something forward at 10 of Cups. Growing into possibly emotional harmony with this. Expanding in it. Feeling comfortable with that. Taking time with it. Giving it meaning and significance and room to grow in our lives. Okay, by giving it an assignment in our Ten of Cups, the inner circle, something, but being open to that. We want to do it. Okay. I say good on you. But yeah. The execution looks straightforward. Family concerns. Awesome. Awesome. Or last fall. Family concerns, maybe. Upcoming fall. Upcoming autumn. It's weird. People get really bent out of shape when I say fall. Fall and autumn both derive from the same language, used in the same way, but okay. Yeah, last autumn might have been important. Upcoming as well. If family concerns. We do have the Hermit here. Could be Virgo season, secret admirer. Yeah, but it's not very secret, is it? Family concerns. There might be an expression of family, and that might be a common bridge here between you two. Something to do with being familiar with somebody's family, or their family, or your family, and there's concerns around that, or an expression around that. I don't quite know what that is, but it seems to be an entry point into conversation. Something to do with being familiar with each other's families. And it may not be heavy. It could be something as simple as, I heard this about so-and-so, just wanted to see how's it going, check, I don't know. But I do know this, if secret admirer needs to be less secret, be forthright about why it's coming forward. The Divine Feminine, either you are or you want to connect to the Divine Feminine, i.e. the Empress. Empowerment with the feminine energy, you know? Someone may have ghosted once upon a time, I don't know. It did catch my attention. Okay. And break free from the chains that bind. Fears, limitations specifically. Okay? Live your authentic life. Break free. Break free from any masks or patterns. Do what's right for you. Break free. Any sort of expectations, if there's any sense of defiance that we're not supposed to do this or we're not allowed to, or no. Some of you are in this situation feel bound by family expectations to not pursue this or be part of it, and break free from that. Do what's right for you. Okay, this is your life we're talking about. Something about this may be outside your norm or your tradition. And there could be a family concern, that might be where it's coming from. This person might be outside your norm, or this connection might be outside your norm. Oh, but the best ones are. I'm just saying. It might be different. Who knows, honey? There might be differences I'm not seeing here. Age, race, ethnicity, language barriers, cult. I don't know. Norms is... I don't know. Break free from that. It's not for you. At least not this part of it. I mean, the expectation to abstain from this, or that it will never work out. It's too unusual. That's what we need to break from. Okay. We have the blanket of stars. We're connected by many dreams and goals, not just one. You have many sights for yourself, and they're connected. It's all connected. And they're connected to you in some way. I see that. The Tree of Life, Ten of Pentacles, that makes it a little more real, doesn't it? Perhaps you two share roots, overlapping community concerns, and or practical matters. We have the Medallion of Libra as well as Cancer. Keyword here being imaginative. You might have any of these very strong placements in your chart. Could be connecting to it this season, so it might be important to you. Okay. Gemini, honey. Good luck to you. Once more, I can only see what's here, not what isn't. I see something taking shape in reality. Otherwise, it wouldn't be there. But this, at some point, we understand I don't want to continue to be that person who holds secrets. I feel this, and I want to reveal them too. I don't quite know when your sense of divine timing is. You would know. The Fool would know. I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Libra, welcome to your Sunday check-in. What is going on for... Hello. That's a bit sharp. What's going on for Libra, please? What's going on? Ten of Swords, I see. Four of Swords and Death. Okay. Okay. Page of Swords. King of Pentacles. The Magician. Good for you. But like I said, it's something sharp. There it is. Wheel of Fortune. Three of Cups. And the Six of Pentacles. Very good. You will get back on track, I promise. It looks like the hardest part is already ebbing away from you. But of course, we'll check. Ten of Swords, Four of Swords, Death. There's clearly an ending here that you have changed over, transformed from, rested on, healed, that kind of thing. It affected you. It affected you deeply. But you also recognized within yourself the ability to change, to be transformed by this. Okay. You've done a good job. And you will continue to do so. You know, that's going to be an ongoing process. No rush. Page of Swords, King of Pentacles, the Magician. Slowly but surely, we're just now starting to get ideas. What it is we want to get back in touch with. What it is we want to do, frankly. That feels good to us. That's a little bit more about what we want as a person. Okay. And like I said, you're open to ideas. You're open to the influence. It's kind of like saying, yeah, given this experience, what would I like to see in my life? Practically, but also, P.S., good for me. Self-worth. Okay. The Wheel of Fortune, Three Cups, and then the Six of Pentacles. You know, time is going to pass, but something comes back. Something about the past catches up to you. And it arrives in the form of balance and connectivity. Okay? It might be the very thing you were manifesting, and it's arriving on time. I don't know. It could be something else altogether, but let's take a look at you. Ten of Swords, Four of Swords, Death. But you've done a really good job here. Oh, right there on the split too, honey. Look at that. Yeah. You've done a really good job resting on that ending, learning from it, reflecting on it, being an active participant and trying to understand it, and allowing yourself to be changed by it. Okay, instead of resisting the change, understanding how you can relate to it, how it affected you, being open to that. You've done really good. Ten of Swords, Four of Swords, Death. And I know it's painful, but you're determined to take something away from that. Okay? Five of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles. The Four of Wands. It is, in the simplest of terms and definitions, a broken relationship. It could have been a friendship largely defined as friendship, but it was very contractual in that sense. It might be a friend, but we're just alike. We're like best friends. So contractual in that way, that it means something a little bit more. It could also be that it should have been a relationship, but it was way too fragmented and low functioning. Okay? So in other words, it could have been more intimate, but how it actually played out in the 3D was not very giving or stable, like largely fragmented. Okay? There was some time, energy, and effort put into it, but not nearly enough to stabilize the damn thing. Okay, let's keep going. Knight of Wands. The Chariot. Okay. The enthusiasm to go down that road was higher for someone else. You were them. But the proportion of positivity was way off. Somebody was up here, somebody was down here, energetically speaking. But it's the 3D that counts. This is where rubber meets the road. So while, let's say, for instance, your enthusiasm for this and your willingness to take it further might have been quite high, we cannot continue to deny the results of reality. This thing was broken, it didn't add up for shit, and it was barely cooperative on the best of days. Okay? So this is where we need to manage our expectation of feelings and bring it down. Because what we're experiencing in reality and what we're personally hoping for are two different things. Okay? Fall for proof, not potential. And I don't even know that it had potential, honey. You just had a feeling of wanting to move it forward. I believe that was you. But no, the biggest stumbling block here was reality itself. It doesn't add up. It doesn't. And it was painful. It was painful to look at. It was painful to see the reality of it. I see that. Ten of Swords, the Four Swords, and Death. And, you know, the good news about this is that you refuse to let this experience go to waste. You want to learn from it. It's like I was much changed by this. I was much changed by it. And I allow myself to be changed by it because now I know what's not good for me. Okay? And having very high feeling or expectations for a broken construct is not where I'm supposed to be. Nobody should be hanging out there, right? Nobody. You might have been crazy for it. You might have had a very strong, swift feeling for it, but it's like I will never allow my expectation to exceed reality ever again. That's my lisp. And you're right. You are absolutely right. Well done. Painful lesson, but still a lesson. I like how you allowed this to change you. Not for the worse, but for the better. Because it gives you definition, doesn't it? This is what I allowed. I'll never allow that again. We get to redefine ourselves now based on a better understanding of self-worth. This is anti-self-worth. This is pro-self-worth. And you're looking to define that. Page of Swords, King of Pentacles, the Magician. Right there on the split, in time. New love, in time. Okay? If that's what your aim is. But for the most part, trying to be more mindful of what is worthy for you and listening to that, pulling on that from the universe. What is worthy of me? What is correct for me? I know this was wrong and fucked up, but this next part of my life, no, it won't be. I don't want it to be. I will that. I'm open. I'm open to learning. Let's do this. And so you are open to learning, which is good. People who are open to learning tend to do better. Instead of cut off and that shouldn't have happened and I don't have to change. No, no, no. No, no, no. That's stuckness. That's stubbornness. And our willingness to admit, okay, I did some things not great there. I see that. I now better understand what I should do. Okay? Page of Swords, King of Pentacles, the Magician. Three of Wands, Justice, you. Knight of Pentacles, you will continue to proceed at your own pace, which I like. You say you're going to take your time. You're going to take your time, but you're really going to focus on your environment and what is worthy of you, which is excellent. You don't seem to have any specific ideas yet, and that's fine because you're still in a learning phase. You're saying, I want to understand what's right for me. So you're going to take your time with that. And I insist that you insist that that's what's correct for you. You're saying this is how you're going to balance for yourself and show yourself, your path, who you are as Libra, correctness, is that you will slowly build into this knowledge of what is proper manifestation, what is exemplary practices of self-worth that I should be drawing in, that I should be accepting, that I should be building into. Okay? So it's not just what we do, it's also what we allow. That is a reflection of self-worth. And you are very much interested in both. Okay? What I give and what I receive. That's what I'm aiming for. So yeah, non-specific, but you just seem to be open. And you're going to take your time with this. And I love that for you. I really, really do. All right? Take your time. I want you to understand what's correct for you. That's all I'm interested in. You know what you shouldn't be. You know what you shouldn't give to. Never mind receive from anymore. Just being open. Okay. Let's move on. Wheel of Fortune, 3 Cups, and the 6 of Pentacles. Yeah. So we fast forward a little bit. Wheel of Fortune. But something catches up to you. Some sort of connection or reconnection specifically that feels balanced. It looks balanced on surface. It seems that way. It seems to present that way. Is it? Is this what you've been manifesting? Or is this the thing you needed to learn your lesson from? Mm-hmm. Ten of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords, back up, hold on, 7 of Swords, 3 of Swords, okay, yeah, I'm sorry. I mean, it's not, I can't do anything about it. I read the cards. Well, I was hoping this would be a positive aspect from your past catching up to you. No. This is the Wheel of Fortune, bringing this back around, karmically speaking. Are you done putting your best energy or effort into this? We just want to make sure. So this is, I guess, what you might call an inspector type situation. Inspection from the universe, safety check. Libra, you've been doing a good job believing what you believe, and we want you to continue that. So, no, it's not the manifestation I think you were looking for. It's this situation here at the Ten of Swords. Someone here says, hey, let's work through this. Your response is a very shy, nah. I'm not telling you what to do. You're telling me what you're going to do. Let me make that clear. I think you connect with this long enough to understand you don't want to. I do see an interaction there, which means choices were made to connect to this. Whether or not you choose to keep it going, that's why you connected to it at all. So it's this situation, the very one, I tell you what, it's claiming it will put in all the work it didn't before. Fine, that's cool. I'm cool with that. That happens all the time. I understand my participation was shit. I understand I could have given more. I understand I could have contributed more. Okay, I see it all the time. The thing is, do you? Remember we had that little talk about what it is you give versus what it is you receive. So this is interested giving to you. You have a hard time believing that you should receive it. I think the trust on this one's very broken. You seem to think it's a temporary influx. Yeah, they'll put in the work for like a week. And then it'll go back to bullshit, and I know it. I'm not going to lie. The way that comes swooping in, it's kind of a big game there. It's a big talk. It's balance, and let's connect, and we'll work this out. I'll put in the time, energy, and effort. That Ten of Swords hurt me real bad. I see my mistakes. I want people to see their mistakes. It's just the way you avoid this or deviate from any further action with it, interaction with it, suggests no, that this wound runs too deep. It's lost its believability. So if they want to give more, they need to give more to a situation that they can step up to and consistently step up to, but they've proven to you repeatedly they cannot consistently connect to you or build into this relationship. You've changed. As we noted in the intro, you've changed. The very thing you would probably used to jump at the opportunity to receive more from this person is the very thing you're shying away from first and foremost. Because you don't trust it. Long story short, you don't trust it. And that's the part of you that's changed. I'm not saying the past can't come back. I see it all the time. And I'm not saying the past can't change. Clearly it does. Second, even third chances are real. It's just, it comes down to us as people understanding if we're still in tune with it, and you're not in tune with that anymore. So it might be that they can give more. Point is that they lost all credibility through your eyes and how you interpret them. But yeah, if they want to offer more, they need to offer more to another situation where someone they can start over with and maintain it with some consideration. But it's not with you. No. Once more, you get to prove. You get to choose. Tarot's the proof of choice, not the absence of it. You're just kind of showing me what you're going to do. I think you connect with this long enough to understand you don't want to remain connected to it. It's like you're looking at them and you're hearing you talk and you're like, I know you. And right now you're saying all the right things and you're telling me that you're in pain and that you want to work through it. And I believe you will. For about a week. And I know you. You won't finish what you start. You won't remain connected to the promise. You'll slack off, you'll disappoint, and you'll hurt again. And you have so much proof with this person, I don't think you want to deny it, you know? I said you've changed. And I know this seems like a little tester maybe from the universe just to make sure you're done, but do keep in mind it takes two. This is something that they needed to do for themselves, and you need to do what's right for you, okay? I want you to continue on this beautiful path that you're on, this open-mindedness towards what's correct for you, and you learn something because you determined that whatever this is isn't correct for you, not anymore. You've changed. You've changed too much to go back into the old ways. And they're still kind of clinging to the old ways, which means their patterns probably are going to stay the same. If your major context is pain and I hate this pain, so what do I got to do to correct it, not actually learn from it? Yeah, it'll probably go back to the way it was. New perspective. You've had lots of perspective. You've had so much perspective. Like I said, you've changed quite a bit. And you sought guidance on this, counsel and therapy. This is a good thing. Some of you became self-aware then of your pattern and your expectations for this. And self-worth and repeating things. And you're just like, I'm going to stop repeating things, specifically with this person. But also stop accepting those things that I shouldn't. Some of you, it's a pattern. Okay. Some of you have gained a lot of wisdom and insight, even if it's not in, say, traditional counseling or therapy, something here that acts as guidance, shapes and influences you of the mind, the heart, or the spirit, you know. It's, and it's not probably just one source, presence, belief, and allow. Allow yourself and to believe in you, that you have a worthy presence of the here and now and not someone's promises for what they'll do to tomorrow. Some of you have a very strong tendency to believe in someone's promise of tomorrow and not what they're doing today. So allow yourself to believe in yourself. You are a presence. You are someone whose opinion, thought, and feelings count. You are worthy of someone who gives and takes from a good and healthy place. You deserve more, I guess, simply put. And you need to understand that. That does not mean getting everything we want. That means that just you deserve the real. If you put in the real, you deserve the real in return. That's how that works, okay? We have the letters S, Y, J, N. Well, there it is, the little heart. The letter, of course, it's in the face setup. So at some point there will be a communication of love. I have no doubt. As we've seen, we have two medallions here, both Gemini. Keyword being intelligent. You might be double, triple, quad air, particularly Gemini. You might be very intelligent. It could be that you are connecting to Gemini, or Gemini season was important. So that wasn't too long ago, perhaps when this was officially ended. Okay? There you go. Crescent moon is in reverse. No moon. There might be some energy around this around the next new moon, when it's not visible. And then we have the wolf, cunning, stealth. Well, you can either see it as protective and a good hunter, or you can see it as something trying to consume you. You know? Okay. Libra honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Taurus, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me Taurus, please. Yeah. The Knight of Cups, the Fool, the Ace of Pentacles. Oh, good for you. Gosh, it feels so buoyant. King of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, and Death. That's the opposite of buoyant. Okay, yeah. Six of Wands, yeah. Oh, God, I got a rotating door for you. So it looks like this through my eyes, okay? One door is literally opening, but also something else is closing. Okay, this is what confuses people. This is also real tarot. Okay, at first it's like blast of energy towards the new. You look so, like I said, buoyant, jubilant. You're so excited. Knights of Cups, the Fool, Ace of Pentacles. There's some nervousness in there, but overall you're like, I'm happy to do this. I want to do this. New beginning, here I come. And you feel really good about it. Knights of Cups, you're expressing that. You're open about it. You're very open about it. But yeah, the Fool, Ace of Pentacles is like, here we go. Here's my new dawn. Here's my new day. This is it. Whoo! Excited. And then over here, less excited. King of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, and Death. Well, there's something here that you definitely show up for as King of Pentacles, but also saying, I'm done showing up for it, though. That's being closed out. Okay. Very official acknowledgement. It is coming across as a responsibility or practicality that's being acknowledged by you as needing to be done. Okay? Six of Wands, the World, and there it is, the Lovers, as something closes out because it speaks to anti-confidence. Something else is opening because it speaks to the strength of connection or the strength of your confidence towards it. Okay, so this is what opening up and closing out looks like. So literally on a revolving door. Okay, what's up? What's going on? I really like that. I felt that enthusiasm though as soon as I put those three cards down. You look so naturally, authentically excited. Like I said, nervous. But it's good though. I like the way you're talking about it. You're opening up about it. Okay? It feels good. Knight of Cups, the Fool, Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, the World, Three of Wands, the Hermit. You're okay. Bit of a delay there, but it's planned. I see. So you're saying me in that new beginning, Christina. I'm going to do it. I'm still totally going to do it. I'm so excited. You don't even know how excited I am. I have to wait a minute, though. But that's planned. So that's not what I would call useless waiting. It's waiting with a plan. Terms and conditions. It's like, I can't do it right away. I'm closing the thing out. That thing, I'm closing it out. But then I will have my new day, my new beginning, and I am super psyched for it. And you are. That is real. That is really real for you. And you are expressing it with the Knights of Cups. It's there's a tenderness in there for your new beginning. It's like, oh God, I'm really excited by this. And I like that softness there. I do. But you've already kind of consolidated yourself that, and this is coming from experience. This is coming from wisdom. This is having come from lived life. That this new beginning is conditional upon closing that world out. Okay, so let's talk about it. For the Taurus I'm looking at, this is non-threatening. I do believe that was more or less the whole point of your in-depth. I even said something to the extent of you were very prepared. This could be a continuation of that or another variation of it. Once more, I have a consolidated spirit, a plan, insight, wisdom. So while you're excited for your new beginning, you're like also thoughtfulness, though. Realistically, I have to close out that cycle. Devil, King of Wands. Yeah. I've heard you say just because the Queen of Wands is there doesn't mean anybody's angry. But oh boy. Ha. King of Wands and the Devil. Someone's less excited by that prospect of you closing this out. I am sorry. I'm sorry to hear that. That one's pissed off. That one's angry. You're showing me calm, and this is what I have to do in steps, and I've consolidated myself to that. That's what you're trying to close out. There's anger in there. I'm assuming it's temporary. Oh boy, but when that thing's mad, it's mad. Okay. King of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, and Death. Very. You know, all that anger, all that blustering, honey, it comes from fear. You know that, right? Fear this is happening, fear of the inevitable, the fear that it's not under their control. It's fear. So while on the outset, it might look like anger. And I'm sure in many ways they are in touch with anger, but it comes from fear. Sometimes it's easier to show anger than to be afraid. That doesn't justify anything, however. It provides context, not an excuse. So if someone's just spitting nails and being ugly towards you, it's not an excuse. All right, Six of Wands, this is where you're showing me anti-confidence in this relationship. Four of Wands, it's a truth that you've adopted. Ace of Swords. So you're saying, look, I've earned this truth the hard way. I understand that it's part of my responsibility to close this out with Death here. But you're showing me I'm not proud of this. I've seen something like this for you before. I believe it was you. I'm not proud of this connection. I'm not proud of this relationship. I used to be. Once upon a time, I was proud to have myself reflected in this relationship. It also used to be stable. It also used to be loving and supportive. So much for it used to be. Yeah. There it is, anti-confidence again, the Magician and the Nine of Cups. It's like you're making it clear this is something I need to do. I don't expect you to understand, and they don't understand. You know. So here's the base. You owning this ending. There is a reaction here. You're laying out some hard truths about this relationship. As you understand, it's been defined between you two. And there is a sense of, I'm not confident with it, and I haven't been for some time. I'm not happy to be seen with it. I'm not proud to be seen with this. I'm manifesting more for myself. Okay, and so you are. I don't know that you're saying that, but that's what you're showing me spiritually. I'm manifesting more for myself in a place of self-interest and self-love and wish fulfillment. You want more for yourself. Okay? All right. Six of Wands, the World, and the Lovers. So, your new beginning, which is quite solid in your eyes, you said it has to wait on this world, which makes sense. Gotcha. Death. Seven of Cups. I got you, honey. That's done. It's finito. It's not an option anymore. I got it. Page of Swords, Three of Cups, and that strong connection, you look forward to developing and connecting to it in time. Right now, you're literally observing the cycle of this thing, the ending of this thing, and you have no new results. So while you do absolutely make this clear, look forward to your new beginning. That is solid as hell through your eyes. And it's in your spirit, too. You really can reach out and grab that thing. But you're like, wait. And that's coming from experience. It's like, I have to eschew myself of this cycle because it's adamant, it's furious. I need to know that this is gone. I have to know that this is gone because you don't want it crossing the lines. You want a clean division here between old life and new life. And I don't blame you, because it feels like the retribution of this one would be such as that in some way it would spill over into your new beginning if you don't see it through, if you don't understand it's finalized. But yeah, being open towards this is not an option anymore. Particularly, what's interesting to me is your sense of confidence towards it. There's anti-pride in here. Anti-feel-good. Anti-good vibes. You're not proud to be seen with this. So yeah, you being open towards it is a non-option from your point of view. It's also past the point of transformation. So Death, Seven of Cups, Five of Pentacles. No. You will not explore opening up. You will not explore trying to fix this. It's done. It's finito. Okay? And then over here, strong connection. So again, once more, you have an idea of your future. You really do. And you're excited for it. Like I said, it even touches a soft spot in you. It's actually quite sweet to see that. But that seems to be still far out. It's not something we can fully interact with in terms of our thoughts. The Three of Cups, connecting or reconnecting, I don't know, strong connection. It's an idea. You're not prepared to act on that idea yet. You showed me that over here as well. You're like, those good things, they're coming, but they need to wait. I'm clearing this shit up. Yes, you are. So you're being responsible. I really feel like you are hanging back with this one, not because you're delaying. You made it clear being open to this emotionally or trying to fix it is off the table. You made that very clear. You have no confidence in repairs when it comes to this, and that's a big thing for Taurus. I feel like you were hanging back on this because you want to make sure they get it. Do you get it? Clarity. Do you get it? It's like they would get it sooner if they weren't so damned angry, but that looks like it's the initial reaction, much more stemming from fear. I think you very much want them to get it before you completely part ways with it. I'm not saying you have to. I'm not saying you have to. But something tells me if you wanted to trigger this ending sooner, you could have done. But there's so much resistance here towards the truth. Okay. But you're trying to make those terms and conditions and the insight very clear. Okay. So there's no backtracking, no confusion. Yeah, some of you have some very interesting air in your chart, possibly connecting to Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but there it is again. Emphasis on that. It's like the last thing I can do for this situation is to make sure it's clear. I'm clear. Very. Why is that Six of Wands is so important to you? No confidence. In corrections, transformation, no confidence in that. Being open towards it, again, no more confidence in that. And you insist, there it is again. The insistence of self-love and manifesting from that point of view. There it is again. Are you emphasizing to this person, I'm trying to do what's right for me? I suggest you do the same. Something like that. Apology, forgiveness. We might be past that point, clearly. Or perhaps you're willing to accept any sort of apologies, and perhaps you're even issuing apologies yourself. I'm sorry it has to be this way. I don't know. I don't know where that apology is coming from, to be honest with you. But it might be apology too late. Be open to receive. An apology, maybe. You don't have to. They're not open to apology either. They don't want to hear it. I don't know. But that seems to be an interesting component, or a critical component, I should say. Not necessarily interesting. I know. I got it, baby. I got it, boo-boo. Oh, like I said in your last one, very prepared. So hopefully I am seeing the height or the end of this particular collective cycle, if you will. I understand it's been a point with Taurus, and trust me, you're not the only collective that gets this kind of stuff. You know, honey, let me tell you something. There was a time when I was doing some of the hardest work I ever did with Gemini, and that went on like 3 or 4 months once. I want to say last year. Trust me. You're not the only collective that hits a particular height. You know? It was stuck for a long time. Compassion. Open up. Temperance, patience, compassion, healing, open up. I do see you opening up about your new beginning, which you are legitimately excited for, and you might be telling a couple people or key folks or select key folks. I want you to do that. It offers a space of compassion for you. I don't think many people understand perhaps what it is that you've been going through and still going through. I don't. That might explain why you feel so good talking about it, even if it's a little bit. But show yourself compassion, open up. That'll lend to your healing. Absolutely. We have P, F, Y, and I. Okay. Taurus, honey, I hope this helped you. I do. Hopefully I can see other things for you. Not that I mean to rush it. It's just I would like to get past this, and I think you would too. If you resonate and if you don't, it's hard when you don't resonate. People ask me all the time, God, what's it like reading your own sign constantly? I was like, I don't always resonate. What do I say at every fucking opening? Take a resonate. I can't imagine resonating with every single Scorpio. That would be exhausting, you know? And there'd be times where it's just parts. Very rarely is it the whole thing. And for those of you, is the whole thing, you tell me. You will tell me because you want me to know, and I'm glad that you want me to know. And other times, like I said, it's parts, and other times not. So when you don't, and you collectively don't resonate with your own sign again and again and again, I promise you, you're not caught in a cycle. It's not a bad thing. Check your other placements, okay? But no, I don't expect you to resonate with every single reading. No, absolutely not. Okay? Okay, anyway, like I said, I hope this helped. I'd like to see other things for you. I think next round of reads, Thursday, should be Intimate Tarot, so hopefully we'll see something, because you have that idea of new. You have it's such a strong feeling, vision, a sensation, and you even admit it there, towards the tail end with that Lovers, it's like, not yet. I'm getting there. Yeah. That's what I want to move you towards, okay? All right. Anyway, I hope this helped. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Virgo, welcome to your Sunday check-in. What's going on, please? 4. Virgo. Show me Virgo. I'm already seeing lots of references to your season, but in tarot time, what's a couple of weeks? You know what I mean? What are we talking about? 6, 7 weeks until we're in the Virgo season? Can you believe it? Gosh. What's going on? The Fool. 9 of Wands. The 3 of Swords. Then don't. That's That would be my first thought. But we'll get to that. The Chariot, Death, Page of Cups. Good job. I don't even know what it is yet, and I'm already telling you good job. I just know. I know something's self-defeating when I see it. Yeah, Five of Wands, Ace of Cups, and the Knight of Wands. I know. It's a bit of a struggle, but still, I'm glad that you are making progress. I know that there are big parts of you that are angry and frustrated, but I'd rather you draw a line in the sand, okay? And stop being the fool for this and be a fool for a new beginning. That would be my preference for you. But once more, Tarot Lady, my opinion doesn't mean shit. I read the cards. I'll tell you what's going on here and as best I can, but it's up to you to understand if you resonate. But there's a point when we stop feeling like the full positive, okay? And we feel like we're the full negative. One feels right, open. We don't have to think about it. The other one, we're kind of forcing ourselves, and we know we should stop. And that's where I see you, the Fool, Nine of Wands, Three of Swords. You know that if you continue to go down that road or pursue a situation or whatever, you're going to get the same results. You just know. You know. And you're at that point where if you continue to open to this and take a chance on it, you're going to keep breaking your own heart. Okay. I would say stop rolling the dice on this one. That was my first thought. And you do. Chariot, Death, Page of Cups. Good for you. You're not happy about it. I see you're angry. I know. But I'm glad you figured it out. Let's not pursue that path anymore. The Chariot's a powerful instrument, you know. It's the strength of our own personal emotional conviction about where we're supposed to be, and therefore the force we show up with it. I want you to use that force for your own beginning. Full positive for you. Not this. This has already played out a certain way, honey. You already know how it's going to go down. Okay. You already know. And also, more to the point, can I just ask you an honest question? Aren't you tired? Aren't you tired of taking a risk on this? You've had the same results over and over again. I have no problem, honey, I have a Fool too. We all have a Fool. And sometimes, and from that space of independence, you got to figure out that thing I'm looking at, situation, place, circumstance, or person. Are they worth being a fool for? Okay. And sometimes we just get used to it. It stops being a good risk and just foolish. The Fool, Nine of Wands, and the Three of Swords. It's painful. You look exhausted, honey. Your heart looks exhausted. And stressed out. Nine of Swords, Three of Cups, Eight of Cups. There, you got your answer, honey. Page of Swords, Three of Pentacles. Whatever that is friendship at best. And even then, it's not very good friendship. And let's take the word friendship out of it. Let's just say cooperative. It's not cooperative. And you will know it. You are so emotionally exhausted, honey. You've already checked out. I think you continue to prompt this situation out of habit at this point. You're so used to trying to bring this thing together. It's like, okay, here we go again. I'm going to try to keep myself open and available to this again. I'm going to try to show this love again. I'm going to try to make this cooperative again. I'm going to focus on the fundamentals with this person or the situation again. Back to basics. Okay, how many more chances do they need or the situation needs? No. No. You know, it's not that you weren't worth it. It's just they're not. It's not giving back to you. And frankly, I don't think you want it anymore. That's burnout. You're tired of being disappointed, so stop allowing yourself to be disappointed by it. That's my 2 cents, you know? Chariot, Death, Page of Cups, and I very much do. You stop pursuing this. Good. Quote unquote, going down that road with that person or situation. Good. I'm happy for you. People will dial that shit in for years, and perhaps you did. I don't know. And I just don't think there's any more risks to be taken with that. Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, the Page of Wands. Oh, your beautiful art space. I know. Okay. Page of Pentacles. Yeah. Ace, you got the truth in there. You are resetting for new beginning. Let's make that clear. But first, we kind of have to acknowledge that we're not heading in that direction anymore, despite whatever our best intentions were in terms of putting real work into it. Eight of Pentacles here is coming across as the metaphor, not the actual job. But again, it shouldn't, it really shouldn't feel like that, right? Natural love, open love shouldn't feel like so much. That's not even, I say work, it shouldn't feel like work. It wasn't even cooperative. Oh, but honey, you tried. You really tried. You did. But the thing is, you shouldn't have to try that hard for that long. No, that car battery is dead. We don't want to jump it anymore, etc. You got it? Do you need me to keep saying the same thing? I mean, you know what you're doing. Soon enough. You accept it. You understand. In some way, the energy is available to you. Pages for a brand new beginning. You know that. But first, allow yourself to mourn this, that you stopped in your tracks, you stopped pursuing it. Allow yourself to mourn. I'm letting this go. I'm not going to try for it anymore. To force it to bring itself together, I shouldn't have to force shit. You're right. You shouldn't. Okay? If it wanted to work with you by now, it would have done. If it wanted to cooperate with you, if it wanted to love you back or show you more love, it would have done so by now. Okay? That's it. Allow yourself to realize that. We got some frustration in there, anger, but nonetheless, at some point, you start to perceive a new beginning as a positive thing. You're almost excited about it. But yes, there's still some frustration. It's like, I shouldn't have to have a new beginning. This was supposed to cooperate or build with me or continue to stay with me. I'm very angry and disappointed by that, I know. But you would have continued to build that anger and disappointment if you had stayed or allowed it to be on your path. Oh, I see that. Give it more time. There you are, right there on the split. There's that heartbreak. There you are. Okay? For some of you, your season is when you'll be ready. You know, I look at this and it reminds me of that saying, stop crossing oceans for someone who wouldn't jump a puddle for you. Yeah. Okay. And the Sun, the Lovers, the Hermit, I promise you, take your time, and I'm calling it by your season, if not a little before. Calling it. Sorry, guys, I've been doing this too long. I know. I'm sorry, not sorry. Being sorry. Look at that. I promise you, you're going to be okay. Universe, energy, whatever has got something a lot better for you. But you have to be willing to get off this path. Okay? That is not a friend. I don't know what that is, but it's something that you understand was supposed to give you more love than it did. And I don't mean it owes you. No, 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 no. 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 You said it's more like I was supposed to get more love and support from this situation than what it amounted to. You're showing me massive disappointment over something that you've been trying to bring together for a long time to live up to its true potential, which has failed spectacularly. It's not expectations, I loved you, therefore you have to love me back. No. No. That speaks to issues. That's not what I'm talking about. This is something here that, again, failed to fill your cup time and again for I don't know how long again. Or, I'm sorry, I don't know how long. I'm going to give it the old college try over and over again. Anyway, whatever this is surpasses the old college try by like 1,000 miles. It's infinitely warmer, more loving, supportive, a good representation of you, and it's very sexy. I don't just mean sexual, it's spiritually sexy, okay? It's emotionally sexy. It's that stuff. Okay, maybe physically sexy too. But it's very good. It's worthy of you, I know that. And it feels a lot better. But yes, is there some frustration in you that you have to start over? Yeah. Will you get over that feeling sooner rather than later? Yes. I promise you, you'll come out, you'll do your job. It's like, oh, this is where I'm supposed to be. It should be easy, easily connected to happiness, easily connected to love, easily connected to attraction. Okay? Whatever this is would not give itself in any of those areas, particularly love or the willingness to show up and put in real work. Okay? That's absolutely cute. That's gorgeous, honey. Look at that. 3 majors and one of them is your card right there. But yeah, between that area of when the sun is highest in the sky, i.e. summer, okay? Whatever your summer is, and then up to your season, okay? Yeah. Okay. You know, it's funny because I actually did Scorpios before yours. I caught them falling in love after I don't know how many years of just not. And then I catch you falling in love too, but it's also like PS the lovers. So, but it's great. It's beautiful. Oh, Venus. Some of you, Virgo might be your Venus, so FYI. But then we have the offer of Venus. Again, there is a great deal of love here, but also strong, intimate attraction. It feels very natural and very feminine. But also real love. And with it comes the sense of family, home, and commitment. It's great. It's the best of all the worlds. Okay? All right. I know there's anger here, but it's like, it seems like this is where your life begins. The moment you decide to leave this alone. New friendship, perhaps. Might start out that way, sure. Ah, I see. So it really wasn't new. Let's take that word out of there, friendship and codependent. you kept feeding this a certain way and it kept giving it because it just didn't want to give more. There's too much reliance on this has to be the way it is, or I can't disconnect from you fully. I need this too much. That's not true. But it also represents that stuckness and the refusal for the situation, that person to change, but they didn't have the nerve or the balls to leave it. Somebody else participated in that back and forth bullshit with you. So, yeah. But no, we didn't need this. It was, like I said, that wasn't a friendship. That felt like a false friendship. But it wasn't quite living up to its loving nature either. I don't know. But I'm glad you put a stop to it. I don't know what this was. Was this supposed to be like a... Just one of those connections that was supposed to be stable and based on love, but or at least a deep appreciation of each other, emphasis on stability, but it started to de-evolve. Possibly a relationship based on mutual benefit, mutual sense of stability. I don't know. Reassess your values. Reassess. Is this where you want to be or continue to be, etc.? Okay. We have letters S, F, Q. We have the key. Yes, you do have the key. You have the key to the situation. You have the key to your own freedom. You have the key. It's like in your pocket. Okay? A lot of people forget they have the key. But you have it. You can release yourself from this, whatever this is. You're not a prisoner. And you shouldn't even have to act as warden, trying to keep this locked up or together. Release yourself, release the situation. The Emperor in reverse. Yeah, something here speaks to anti-empowerment. I see that. And then we have the Medallion of Taurus. Yeah, you might have some very strong Taurus in your chart. Could be connecting to, or their season might be important to you. Virgo, honey, I hope this helped you. It was very interesting. I love this for you. I would love that for anybody. Like I said, yes, there is real deep mutual affection, attraction, warmth, but also an outstanding sense of home, commitment, stability, and foundation. So much better. Here, we're missing a lot of all those components. It's like the universe makes it up to you in spades. So I hope this helped. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Capricorn, welcome to your Sunday check-in. What's going on for Capricorn? Show me Capricorn. Knight of Cups, Two of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles. Okay. Ten of Cups, Two of Swords, and the Two of Wands. Yeah. The Emperor, the Four of Cups, and the King of Swords. You know, overall, I see you struggling in your heart to show something in your inner dynamic, your inner circle balance. But it's not running both ways, so do keep that in mind. Because you're showing me conflict. Knight of Cups, Two of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles. How do I continue to show this love and support? You go back and forth on that. There's a sense of fairness. I have feeling for this, I have love for this, and I want to show it that love and support, but I'm in conflict about what to give it exactly. Okay? I'm like, why? Ten of Cups, Two of Swords, Two of Wands. It feels that, like, in the greater scheme of things, when you try to give to this, it's not returned to you. And once more, it's in your inner circle. family, friends. It's whatever that means to you. Family is often what we make of it, same as friendships. So that being said, it could be 5 people, it could be 500. Everybody's inner circle is different. It's just, can you rely on them for love and support? Bare minimum. Is it returned to you? Do you give it to them? You're like, typically, I wouldn't hesitate, to offer something, my time, energy, and effort if it needed me. But like with this one, though, I hesitate a lot. It is part of my inner world, but I have mixed emotions and thoughts around it, particularly what to give it, because there's something about it that hits notes of not fair. Okay, that's reasonable. The Emperor, 4 Cups, King of Swords. This is hard for you to admit. It's very hard for you to admit, but the truth is, for the Capricorn I'm looking at, it makes you very unhappy to give to this. And when you own that thought, it's kind of like you own the situation. And also when you own the feeling. It's not a good feeling. 4 Cups is not a good feeling. But you acknowledging it makes you feel like you're taking your power back. Me giving to this should make me feel confused or conflicted. And the fact that it does suggest in some way I don't trust them. Or something's telling me not to give to them because I know it wouldn't be returned to me, and that's not fair. So it sucks to acknowledge that, but also at the same time, it makes you stronger for it. Okay, so it's kind of like that's your truth. That's your real truth that you're working with. When you put the conflict aside of what it is I should or shouldn't do, and you kind of get to the point of why you're hesitating at all, there's relief in that. It's a sucky sort of relief because it gets to the point, doesn't it? It's an unhappy dynamic where I feel in some way pressured to give to it, but it probably wouldn't be returned to me. But you acknowledging that makes a big difference. Okay? And like I said, should better inform you of what to do or not to do. Okay? Knight of Cups, 2 of Pentacles, and the 6 of Pentacles. And that sucks, man. It does. And Ace of Pentacles, Page of Cups, the Hierophant, the 4 Swords, and the 7 of Cups. You really do believe in contributing time, energy, and effort into any of your commitments, in whatever those are. You honestly believe that. You do. And that's a good belief. It's a core belief. It's like, if it's important to me, I show up for it. I put something of myself into it. 4 Swords, 7 of Cups. You know this. You know this about yourself. You've reflected on it many times. And in fact, for many of you, it's a point of healing. Did I make an effort? Okay, did I show up with my best self to any given situation to balance it? And thus, that's how you reveal how you feel about any one person or situation, is that you show up for it. You make yourself available to it. And that's a core belief for many of you. So the fact that you hesitate over this particular connection within your inner circle tells you a lot, but it also causes you conflict. I know what I would do. Typically, I wouldn't hesitate. Typically, I would offer something of myself because it's important to me. It's important to me to try. It's important to me to contribute. Okay? 10 of Cups, 2 of Swords, 2 of Wands, and yet, nevertheless, you hesitate. A lot of 2s in there. You have some beautiful qualities in there. You really do. I don't know it's necessarily commitment to partner, but commitment in the general sense. You're showing me core value. Oh, and there's that unhappiness again. 4 Cups. Ace of Swords. Judgment. Oh, yeah. Okay, that's an overdue insight. I see. The Hanged Man, 2 of Swords. Oh, lots of overdue insight. It's very uncomfortable for you. It's very uncomfortable. You have a core belief, and it's important to you. And more often than not, it's returned. You've made that clear to me. Amongst your balances, amongst your inner circle, more often than not, it's returned to you. So what do you do when it isn't? What happens when your core belief is crossed, devalued, undermined, or isn't returned? This is what I mean about you. I need to understand your commitment energy, like all energy is for you first and foremost. Does that mean you continue to show this a certain level of commitment in terms of your time, energy, and effort, or good feeling? Or do you discontinue it because your core beliefs have been crossed or undermined, or frankly just not returned? You got to understand what's important to you, okay? But there's that insight I was looking for. When you embrace the truth of this, and apparently it's an overdue lesson. Just because you're willing to show up for somebody or a situation doesn't necessarily mean they're willing to do the same for you, even if it is part of your inner circle. We're talking good family, good friends, or at least as you understood. But not everyone's going to show up for you the way you show up for them, and that's something we all have to deal with. Is that going to change how you operate, or are you going to modify based on this situation or person? You have to figure that out. And when it comes to family, don't part ways with anything that you're not willing to give freely. So if you hesitate on giving to this, what does that tell you? Okay? In some ways, no matter how small, it crosses you or your belief systems. And until you figure that out, I would say refrain from giving to this. I don't know what it is, guys. I don't know that it's money. It could be, sure. I've seen enough pentacle here. But it also is your beliefs, who you are as a person, your emotion, time, energy, and effort. All of those things are here in a giant stew pot. Not just with you, but many people whom you are connected to. Most of those work quite well. This one doesn't so much. You hesitate so much. And you're like, I really wish that wasn't the case, but that is the case. At least with this person or situation. It is the case. And you need to understand your unhappiness. The thought of you giving to this confuses you, disappoints you, makes you hesitate. Allow yourself to see that. Where does it come from? Backtrack it. Understand the history, at least with that situation or person. And say, whatever it is I would show this typically or normally, am I willing to part ways with it now? Give it now, freely, and expect nothing in return, and would I be cool with that? Okay? Or am I not cool with that? Your answer is up to you. It's either right for you or it's wrong for you. Okay? But it is time that you thought about this, because apparently there's an ask coming up where there is this idea that somebody somewhere or a situation is asking you to give unto it, and you're like, if it had been anybody else in my inner circle who was asking, I wouldn't have hesitated, but you, I got a history with you. You don't return the thing you borrowed. You never give the money back. You don't show up for me when I'm sick and need help. See what I'm saying? I've always taken you to the airport. You've never taken me to the airport. See what I'm saying? Does that mean you're petty? Small? No. Not at all. There's some people who can give willingly, and they don't second guess that. That's just who they are. It's like their failure to give that back to me does not change who I am. That's beautiful. That's amazing. Myself, personally, I believe in balanced systems. If you aren't willing to give this back to me, I shouldn't be giving it to you. And we all struggle with that. Eventually, we're going to connect with somebody somewhere who crosses our belief systems. And we'll be confused by it or tolerate it until we figure it out. Okay? There you go. I'm emphasizing that because it's coming up now. And in some way, it's asking you to contribute now. Otherwise, I would not be seeing this mess. So I just want you to be aware of it. Okay? That's all. So are you the person who can part ways with this and allow yourself to be cool with it? Give to it, be cool with it, expect nothing in return. Okay? Or you're like, me? No. N-O, period. No. And maybe I'll do a little, I'm sorry, but no. I hope that doesn't change our relationship, but no. No is a complete sentence, and it's not something a lot of people are comfortable with. But I'm glad you have this insight. It's overdue. You needed to see this. Part ways with the time, energy, and effort or resources freely, or don't. And be comfortable saying no. But you acknowledging it makes you feel more empowered. I'll know that. So that's good. Let's do it. The Emperor, Four of Cups, King of Swords. The Sun, the Ace of Wands, and the Moon. Ah, there it is. What you will do next. Okay, so what you figure out, I see you using your words. It's what's correct for you. Okay? Yeah, there it is. Whatever it is that's been running in the background, I see you using your words to convey that. And you're glad that you did. Don't get me wrong. Those are unhappy words. In other words, I'm sorry to say this. Or I know it's upsetting. But the fact of the matter is that you're relieved to speak about it. Eight of Wands, the Sun, the Moon. Your kind of dialogue, your inner dialogue. Not necessarily secret. That was active secret. I see where you refrained and you said nothing or did nothing until you could figure it the fuck out. That was your business. So now you're talking about it with the Moon, Eight of Wands, the Sun. So I know that you're showing me confirmation of your language. These are my correct words and it makes me feel good. But it's an unhappy dialogue. Okay? It's like, I'm sorry I have to use these words. But at least you're being honest with yourself. And that's why you're showing me empowerment. So you have an answer, all right. And it's one that is absolutely correct for you. And you will reveal your words when you're ready. Okay? That's it. You know what? I was looking up. I was expecting it's like, geez Louise, I bet this was a 25-minute. No. I need a couple more. Something's up. Yeah, I regret. I'm sorry. Yeah, so some of you might put a little softness on there. I am sorry. I am regretful to inform you. But I'm glad to see that it's like you got this off your chest. It was done in an empowered way. You got control of the situation, yourself, your emotions, or your thoughts. And that's where the relief is coming from. But you are sorry to have to use these words, yes. Okay? That's good, though. I'm just glad you got lined up with yourself. You stopped showing me conflict. That's all I care about. This is what being empowered looks like. It's not always fun. No, you don't get to the Emperor, Empress by having fun all the time and just having your way. It suggests responsibility. You have to make the decisions, back them up. Make the decisions, back them up. And that's how you become an effective leader. I get what I want guy or I get what I want gal, they're not emperors. They're just pages and knights running around clashing into each other. No, but you're showing me real strength of will and whatever this is, honey, I'm sorry. It looks like it might have even been banking on you, which is a bad idea. It expected you to give or let you... God. I almost said the words easy bet or soft bet. Oh, honey. See, God dang it. Don't you hate that when you have such a good nature and you have core beliefs? And it's like, oh, Capricorn, there'll be a yes, for sure. Yeah, for everyone else. For, mom, auntie, cousin, say, whoever. But you? I have too much experience with you and not too much of it's good. Okay. It messages dreams, and some of you are having active dreams. That's the conflict trying to work itself out. That's what all these twos are for. Two of swords, two of pentacles. That's, you're getting dreams about this. I'm guessing you're looking for something, you can't find it, or you keep seeing this conflict come up in your dreams in some way where you have to make a decision and it's horrible. That kind of stuff. That's your mind trying to work it out. Yeah, so you have core beliefs, which I've said many, many times. Okay? You don't want to contradict them. You don't want to look like you're wearing a mask or anything, or living a facade. So you want to make the decision that's right for you. And I think that's why you're showing me relief and taking responsibility for difficult decisions. But nonetheless, I see you sticking to your guns because you don't want to be seen as a, you know, a hypocrite. It's very important to you. It's very important to you. I don't think you're putting on a show or false pretenses at all. You really had to dig deep on this one and work through this conflict, okay? And I'm very proud of you for that. That's what I'm saying. I'm very proud of you for that. You stood up to this person in some way. I'm telling you, only a family member or even maybe a friend could do this, where they just assume, oh, Capricorn or whoever's going to be an easy bet. I'm going to get something from them real quick. And you stood up. It's almost like you were standing up to someone whom you've known forever and you've never stood up to. Good for you. Bravery. Bravery. You know, brave. Good for you. It almost feels like that person who's a little bit, maybe, I didn't see ill will. I didn't see meanness. I just saw the expectation for you to give. So this might be the person who's a little spoiled, or people just cater to them. And bravery, but it's like I finally stood up to them with that situation. Good for you. I felt that. I felt that. I'm not saying they're a bully, but it's just the expectation. Bravery. Good job. Okay, we have the letters L, M, T, F, G. We have palm hand, sign of spirituality. Some of you might have some very strong Taurus in your chart. I did see that, but again, once more emphasizing here your core beliefs, okay, that are being challenged, stepped to, or crossed in some way, and you need to follow the commitment path that's right for you, not what other people expect from you because of your beliefs, okay? There are exceptions. We have the Medallion of Aquarius and Gemini, friendly and intelligent. You might have any of these very strong placements in your chart. Could be connecting to other seasons, might be important to you. Cappy, honey, I hope this helped you. Good job once more. You did the right thing, but you once more had to figure out what the right thing is. It's not that what Tarot Lady says is what you figured out for yourself. And when you act in accordance to that, you line up to who you are, or rather realign to who you are, which is good. All right, I hope this helped. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Scorpio, what's up? Show me Scorpio, please. Two of Wands, Two of Cups, and the Knight of Swords. Yeah. Judgment, Queen of Cups, and Temperance. Okay. Queen of Pentacles, the Star, King of Wands. It's very nurturing. Opening, Two of Wands, Two of Cups, Knight of Swords. In the present day, that's exactly what it looks like. You are keeping your energy and your actions, your attentions focused in the here and now, presence, and in the presence of love in some way with the Two of Cups. But the emphasis here is acting and deciding on the here and now. Okay? Pretty good. Judgment, Queen of Cups, Temperance. Okay? Well, it looks like your heart has some beautiful peace attached to it soon. Lesson, insight achieved. That ain't bad. We have some beautiful insight here. Something, it's kind of like it's time your heart realized. Possibly about the past. I don't know. But there is a healing element that took its time revealing itself to you. But it is peaceful. Some lovely insight there. Okay. Queen of Pentacles, the Star, King of Wands. You know, I see something here very encouraging. It looks nurturing too. Huh. We have a strong dream here, star, vision, hope, insight. Insight about the bigger picture, vision, desires. But it looks like it's being shared. Okay? Someone shares your dream, your vision. They want to nurture and support that. But yeah, something there's unfolding, and it looks like there's a presence there with you. Okay? Two of Wands, Two of Cups, and the Knight of Swords. But at the moment, just keeping yourself in the moment. Possibly focusing on an emotional bond, one that's important to you. Perhaps several, I don't know. But like I said, living in the here and now, and that's always a good thing. King of Cups, the King of Wands. There it is again. A Three of Pentacles. Oh! Two of Swords, Nine of Cups. Okay. There's some confusion here, but it looks like you're getting on the same page with somebody. It's kind of subtle, but that's okay. Clearly it expands later. But yeah, you're getting on the same page with somebody. You're showing up in your best form with the King of Cups, and someone is showing up in the King of Wands. There's some communication coming on in. Okay. Eight of Wands. It starts out possibly as friendship or partnership, but I see that there's, like I said, an emotional bond behind it. And you are keeping your communication and your actions in line with the present. Okay? I see you putting yourself forward and they put themselves forward, but it's a very straightforward. I'm talking to you, you're talking to me. You're doing stuff, I'm doing stuff. And something here is connecting at the Two of Cups level. But I like the emphasis, actually, on the both of you. We're keeping it in the here and now. So whatever this is, you're just starting to build into it, and so are they. And Two of Swords, Nine of Cups, some confusion here about whether or not this is going to mean something more to you personally down the line, but that's what you're trying to find out, or that's what they're trying to find out. And that's the whole point of the Three of Pentacles, is that, as I often say, it's a springboard. You start there, see where it goes. So it could be that we're looking at a friendship first, or we're developing common ground, common interest, learning to work together, learning to partner together, something like this. But like I said, the focus is on the present. So that tells me it's happening now. That communication is now. The actions are now. But yeah, it looks like the idea is to build something. Cool. All right. We see that. I didn't think you were alone there. I am seeing what looks like a supportive value there with you. All right. Judgment. Queen of Cups. Temperance. What I like about this is that it's not rushed. Taking the time. Establishing values. But there is a question here of personal self-interest, wish fulfillment. Is this going to have a deeper attachment for me personally? Okay. Well, we live life, we find out. Okay. Judgment, Queen of Cups, Temperance. Yeah, that's happening now. All right, Judgment, Queen of Cups, Temperance. You have some wonderful insight headed your way at just the right time. About lessons and feelings and being open to give and receive love. Six of Wands, Three of Swords, and the Hierophant, and Queen of Swords, and the Seven of Wands. We have some soothing truths over commitment and what that means. Six of Wands, Three of Swords. Not everything ends up in disappointment. Not everything ends up in hurt. Not everything ends up in defenses. Okay? Given time, patience, insight, understanding, and the willingness to reflect and learn from the past, the heart gets healed. We learn to trust again. We learn to love again. And that kind of gently washes over you soon. Things can start over. Things can get rebuilt. Okay? Not all commitments are disappointing or difficult or a matter of failures and successes, as I see here. You will feel for yourself how your defenses have come down in the right ways, because you're showing me a lot more emotional confidence about where you find yourself as you continue to connect to this, and it feels different. But then you have that gentle insight. It occurs to you, oh, I'm opening up again. Oh, I'm trusting again. You didn't know if you'd ever get there, or you never really pressed the point. Or perhaps you thought you never would, but come to find it's just not true. You need more time. It's such a gentle delivery. Oh, I'm feeling things again. I'm learning to trust again. I'm learning to open up again. But yeah, we have lots of experience here in terms of commitments and how we've been perceiving them as successes and failures. And it's something that kept you on edge for a long time. Okay? But you come to find yourself in a much more loving, more receptive heart space. Okay? The willingness to try again, I suppose. And that you want to. And that you're ready to. You know? Queen of Pentacles, the Star, King of Wands. Nine of Pentacles, the Hermit, the World. Okay, yeah. Queen of Cups and the Seven of Cups. Yeah, you're learning to open your heart again. And you see that for yourself. This time of being on your own, it looks like it might be closing out, and you kind of see that for yourself, and you feel it for yourself, more to the point. I get it. Nine of Pentacles, the Hermit, which is quite lovely, very experienced, very wise. It's like I know how to be on my own. I'm comfortable with it. I'm not shy about that, right? But that chapter seems to be closing out as your heart space ever so gently starts to open up again. Okay? And it's clearly in connection to whomever this King of Wands is, so it could literally be a fire sign or just someone who's very naturally passionate. I see them supporting the vision in a nurturing way. And in a passionate way. Perhaps this person's quite the trailblazer too. But I see that you two share a star, a vision, and it's opening up to you both as you both continue to work towards it. I saw that on the opening. And it seems to answer the question then, myself personally, am I opening up to this in a more significant way? I think that question's being answered. Yes. But yeah, this whatever this is becoming apparently increasingly more important to you. Important to you both. You really are, in this reading, the personification of someone who is opening their heart again. And after all the doubts and after all the misgivings of whatever commitment you experienced in the past, perhaps many of you were commitment shy for a very long time. Point is that your heart's opening up again and it feels correct. You're not forcing it. It feels natural. Okay? Do you know what they say? about childbirth, just like they do divorces. Why do people try again? Because they forget the pain. And it's not that they forget. You never really forget. It's just at some point you work through it. Because some people want to try again. They want to be ready again. But for a while there, they say, oh, I'll never have another kid. Or, oh, I'll never get married again. Right? And they mean it. They mean it that month, that season, that year. But if you do the work, you learn your lessons. If you're receptive to insight, if you're receptive to healing, and you acknowledge, okay, maybe I'm not done, then you're probably not done. But no, whatever this is, you're not done in love. You're not done experiencing feelings. You're not done experiencing relationships. You're not done building something with somebody somewhere. In fact, it's just beginning. I mean, building new connections and allowing yourself to be open and vulnerable to them. You're not done with that. No. But I can see where you've definitely been comfortable on your own for some time. You didn't even question it. Right? But no, you have some lovely insight here, lovely healing. I even say a gentle push forward as you acknowledge this. Okay? There's some beautiful things here. But as far as I can tell, this is just starting to unfold. Very recently. Okay? Some of you had to learn about your own patterns, about what you might have been bound to and why. Goodness knows. Be willing to let go of the past. Particularly patterns involving your self-worth. Perhaps connecting yourself to persons who were less than equal. But at the time you could have sworn that they were everything. Right? But no, some of you really had to learn about your patterns according to self-worth. Manage your own expectations about what you were feeling versus reality. Okay? And committing to the wrong people, places, things, situations, circumstances. You had to learn about those things and learn about them the hard way for some of you. Okay? Remember, your equal is present and shares equally. Okay? Ace of Swords, autumn, harvest, time of fall. Okay? Whatever this is, in terms of the truth and the significance and your willingness to open up to love again, I say this is already connecting now. But this moment, that you're ready, okay, that you want to be open to this fully. Very strong clarity by the end of summer. Early autumn or fall. Okay? There's the truth of it. All right. And then also air. Air signs may be. Let's see, the next air sign, of course, is Libras. So it's still way off. I don't think it's that late. No, I don't. All right, slow and steady. That's what I'm saying. It starts out as friends, doesn't it? I'm calling it right now. And I mean real friendship. Not friends with benefits, not friends with a particular set of interests. I mean this person's actually interested in getting to know you, friends first. Because you're showing me emotional growth in this. That's stable. It makes you feel more secure. So you continue to open up to it. And that means somebody here was smart and understood slow and steady. They might be very passionate, but I think that's element that they've withdrawn in the interest of getting to know you better or make you feel more safe and secure, and you react to it. So it's not really about what it is that they're doing or not doing. It's you understanding your own readiness because this is moving at a particular pace. Because it makes you feel more safe and secure, you're able to respond from a safer point of view of, again, emotional readiness and stability. Okay. And you've gained some good access to lessons of the past in the process, which has helped moving you forward. It's giving you a lot to compare to, in other words. Okay? Okay. I want to say congratulations, though. I really like your progress. Yeah, pay attention. Create. Pay attention to the here and now. That's what I'm saying. Stay in the moment. Stay focused. Pay attention because you are creating or co-creating as we speak. Okay, so pay attention. You're in the process of creating with somebody. It's just started. It just started. Okay? All right. Oh. We have the letters M, Z, W, and N. 2 owls. There's more of that air energy. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but also very, very intelligent. Perhaps the both of you. Pretty smart cookies, right? But open eyes, observation, intelligence, wisdom, insight, understanding, logical, all that good stuff. The 2, both owls. You're both smart. You're both observant. I think you both see each other clearly because you both got the big eyes towards each other. I think you do. I think you do see each other very clearly, which is nice. Scorpio, honey, I hope this helped you. Congratulations. I know it's hard giving up the single life. Oh. No, but by the time you do that, though, you understand you're ready to. You want to be emotionally open to this and available to it and continue to build into this. What started out as the 3 of Pentacles turns into a star. It becomes something higher that you aim for. And it looks like they're there moment for moment, building into it equally, which is nice. Okay? I hope this helped you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well. Pisces, welcome to your Sunday check-in. What's going on for Pisces? Show me, Pisces. What's going on? Oh. All right, you got it. 10 of Swords, the Star. The 8 of Swords. 6 of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, the 4 of Cups, Queen of Wands, Page of Swords, and the Emperor. Okay. To be clear, for the Pisces I'm looking at, this is extremely difficult for you to do. First, this goal, this star, this dream, this vision. First, it comes across as stuck, and it goes into a place of pain. Then it feels like it's stuck, and then it feels painful. But you're so deeply attached to it. It's like your mind refuses to kind of give up on this. You know, so whenever you think about leaving it alone, ending it, you're like, no, that can't be right. The idea of leaving this star alone hurts too much, but also when I think about how to get back on track with it or achieve it, I get stuck, and then I go back and forth between these 2 ideas. So this is very difficult for you. I know this means a lot to you. You made that very, very clear. But at the same time, it causes you a phenomenal amount of stress. Okay, whatever this is, you're not making progress in it, and the only other alternative is to leave it alone, and you're saying that hurts too. 6 of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, 4 of Cups. This hurts. This hurts. To be clear, this hurts, but I see you giving up on this. Okay. It's kind of like, what else am I supposed to do? At some point, the disappointment, the stuckness, and the pain became intolerable to you. So it's kind of like, I gotta let this go. I don't want to. To be clear, like, I don't want to. 4 Cups. It upsets me considerably. But I'd rather walk away from this and kind of feel upset about it than have this big goal, this big dream, and feel perpetually stuck in it. Not able to do anything with it. Queen of Wands, Page of Swords, the Emperor. You know, not too far out from now, you're going to feel a lot more in control of yourself. Because here you're showing me this, what feels like helplessness. There's nothing I can do about this big dream, this big goal, this big desire. And that is going to create a feeling of helplessness in us when we don't see a solution, an alternative, something. So when I tell you, even if you begrudgingly and from a very hurt space give this thing up, you will feel a lot more in command of yourself for having done so. Confidence comes back up. That sense of empowerment comes back up. And it might start small, indeed, Page of Swords, some insight, but you'll see it for yourself. And you'll begin to feel it for yourself. It's like I'm taking my power back because I could let this go. So it must have meant the world to you, whatever this is. All the more reason leaving it behind wasn't easy. Okay. Ten of Swords, the Star, and the Eight of Swords. But yes, indeed, that's what taking your power back looks like. I can part ways with this. I can let this go. Feeling stuck and helpless doesn't justify holding on to the dream or the goal or whatever it is, or the vision. We're not making progress in some area, but it's not making progress to the point of pain. It personally affects you. Six of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, the Magician, Strength. Nine of Wands, oh, I see you fought the good fight. And you willed it too. Oh my goodness, look at the strength on you. And you stubborn Pisces. But you're like, I will give this thing as long as it needs. It was some sort of balance, Six of Pentacles, where you went back and forth with it. Okay? Or you tried to. You tried to get it into that space of balance. Right? You held in there trying to make this thing work in as much as you physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally could. And you were adamant too. The Magician, Strength, but then you're like, I've thought about this, the Hanged Man. I can hang in there. You did. That's what you told yourself. I can hang in there. I will keep my manifestation with this on point. I will get balance from this. I will get results from it. And Nine of Wands, wow, you kept at that for a while. A little fighter there. I don't know what this is to you, but you're like, that was the definition of I'm holding in there. I insist. And all you really told me is that this is a dream for you. A very strong dream. On the surface, it was supposed to look like this. Honey, if that thing was going to balance, if that thing was going to make sense or be even, it wouldn't have taken all this. So I know how deeply attached you were to the Six of Pentacles. And Six of Pentacles is a very, very generic cover term in tarot. It's the Six of Pentacles. Again, it's the theory of a balanced exchange. I give to this situation, place, circumstance, or person this, and this is what I get from it. It's a balance, right? You're like, I will make it function. I'm hanging in there. As long as it takes. That's what's going to happen. But look at that sheer force of will. Okay. Six of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, Four of Cups, and not too far from now. I see you're upset, honey. It's something here that represents an opportunity, a brand new beginning that you really thought was yours or supposed to be yours. It was supposed to even out. I see you moving away from it. There's a big difference between I'm hanging in there to make something work because you're seeing results and moving against our own best interest, which would be anti-empowerment. You holding on to this in some way represented anti-empowerment because it took from you, and it took from you to hold on to this. It didn't give back. Ten of Pentacles, Six of Swords here twice. Three of Cups, we couldn't bring that together. Queen of Wands and the Six of Wands. Yeah, whatever this is, there was more than one role here. It wasn't just you. You know what? It's not my foundation. It's not my business. It's not my priority. This is not my network. This is not my community. Goodness knows I tried to contribute. And I wanted to experience it as well. But it's not mine. And a part of you shows me confidence knowing this. You know. So you have some very interesting fire in your chart. Particularly Leo and Sag. Be like, you know what? This is not my foundation. Not my circus, not my monkeys, right? I have other things, better things to do with my energy than hang around and waiting to be part of the fold. The fold here doesn't want me. So the larger network here that you tried to gain access to create balance with, gain a foothold in, to be accepted by or balanced with, and it might have expanded your world, but for one reason or another, it's not accepting your effort. That's a problem. Don't hang around when you're not wanted, right? Because then you are giving your time, energy, and effort where it should not be. Even as you, and I'm going to say begrudgingly, leave this behind, a part of you breaks off and starts to feel good. That's where I see it. The signs of life are coming back to you. Empowerment. Three of Cups, Queen of Wands, Six of Wands. We'll take that. I see it over here as well. You will continue on in that feeling. Grow back into it, if you will. I can tell that you're someone who is used to a certain level of authority, energy, that's often welcomed and appreciated, but it wasn't in this scenario, this context, or this foundation. I don't know. Okay? This was not the place for you to express your empowerment. It wasn't welcome. So you gave to it and held on to it. And maybe you were trying to prove a point, but I think it was that you wanted to be included in this in some way, and it's not for you. I want you to take your energy, specifically your contribution, your skills, and your good energy. I want you to take that, use that for you, and propel yourself forward. You've already started. Like I said, your energy is on the rise. You're already starting to feel better. Okay. Three of Cups, Queen of Wands, Six of Wands. Doesn't that feel better? Again, I grant you, you're upset. You're leaving this behind. It's not giving back to you what you put into it. But still, you have to admit, part of you is still glad you're moving on. Okay? Queen of Wands, Page of Swords, the Emperor. Well, this one's very interesting. It's coming up largely in the Pentacle division. 3D stuff. Work, career. But I see a larger community attached to this. Network, resources, people. Okay. Whatever this is, honey, I think from the very beginning of whatever this was, you never felt totally included. You weren't allowed to expand in this, try as you might. Yes, you will begin to feel better shortly. Ace of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, the Hermit. Good. I like that. That's good. Good job. Yeah, you're like, you know what? I need to get back to my own path and my way of doing things because that actually works for me. And you're absolutely right. I see you pursuing something that does make sense to you. Okay. And you're giving that a great deal of thought right here in future, not too far after, even like I said, begrudgingly leaving this a sense of confidence booster knowing you're doing the right thing. I love that. chef's kiss. That tells me is correct. Okay? Above all, it tells you is correct. But Ace of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, the Hermit. There is the next venture, and you grow into it. Or rather, you're reflecting how you can grow into this. This actually has growth potential. Something here catches your attention. You give it a lot more deeper thought. You see its growth potential. It is a garden and or foundation that you will be welcome to contribute to cultivate further. Heavy Pentacle energy here today. We're talking, it must be work and or career, but as it resonates. There's the confidence continuing on where I saw it. But the Emperor, we have a very strong moment of insight that grows rather rapidly, that we will be allowed to excel in this new Ace of Pentacles, to flourish there, design it. Maybe even sit at the head of it. That will welcome you. That will welcome your experience. That one will welcome your enthusiasm, your creativity, but also your steadfastness. It wants your wisdom, whichever this is. This is the path that's correct for you. Over here, this was not correct. Try as you might, honey. You are never fully accepted in the fold. It's very peculiar. But I admire your effort. I really do. I see where you were stuck for some time. Like, why won't this work? I really want this to work. I'm giving it my best. I'm hanging in there. Why won't... It wasn't your pathway. It was for someone else to fulfill. That was a role that was meant for someone else, not for you. That's where you need to be. And what do I always say, guys? You are where you need to be. And if you're not there, get there. Okay, anything else, please? The Fool. I was kind of wondering when, soon. But when the Fool is ready. The more you make your exit from this fold that doesn't want your effort, the sooner you can make headway in the new opportunity. The Fool. Ace of Pentacles, 7. Yes. I would say July, or possibly within a month. No later than Virgo season, which is in a couple of months. Good job. Okay. We must take our cues from the universe, the world. This world, for whatever reason, is rejecting you. Fine, so be it. I want you to take your time, energy, and effort, and your can-do attitude, move it on. Clearly, there's something else here for you. Okay? I'm glad. It doesn't feel that way to you. It's not going to feel like a glad moment. I'm happy to see your pride, however, pick up from moving on from this. I am happy. But I'm glad. This is not where you're supposed to be. It really wasn't. Okay? If something's that adamant to not include you, to not put you part of the fold, or take your work efforts seriously, then you have your answer. You don't need to be there. Remember, and that includes work too, how it treats you is how it feels about you. There's always that sense that you were kept separate. It's like you were never allowed in on the secret of whatever this is. You longing to be included more, to be given more responsibility. I don't know. What does that tell you? What does that tell you, honey? Whatever that was not for you. You wanted more. Everybody's getting this. Expect a sense of full transformation, possibly rebirth by your winter season. Okay? Depends on where you are in the world. Let's go ahead and get some of these. And I saw the stuck. Runner. Some of you might identify as a runner, but primarily what I saw was that stuck. Okay? Yeah. autumn, fall. No later than, as I said. So Virgo season is the tail end of summer and early autumn or fall if you're in the northern hemisphere. Reverse that. If it's another... You say, people like to point that out. Well, I'm in the southern hemisphere, so if fall is my spring, okay. As it resonates. Okay. And break free. And so you are. Good. Good. Okay, we have the letters N, P, Z, D. We have big dollar bill. Some of you might have some very strong earth in your chart, or it's just frankly this is not worth your time, energy, and effort. The contribution's way off, compensation's off, or frankly you're seeking your fortunes elsewhere. We have the medallion of Leo, and the key word in the reverse being generous. I think you've been more than generous with what it is you have to offer this situation, and you have your answer for it by now. But yeah, some of you might have some very strong Leo in your chart, could be connecting to this season, might be important to you, again, right around the corner from where we are. And then we have the infinity loop. Yeah, balance, it comes in good and bad forms. And by that I mean, you get back what you put in. So make sure you're getting back what you put in. Otherwise, it's not a healthy balance. Okay, Pisces, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Cancer, what's up? Oh, and of course, happy birthday. Show me Cancer. Show me Cancer. Okay. Chariot, that's you. 2 of Swords, 6 of Swords. Okay. We need to figure that out. 7 of Swords, 9 of Wands, Strength. We very much need to figure that out. Knights of Cups, Temperance, and the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. Okay. There's something here you have very strong mixed feelings on. Should I go left or should I go right? Tell me what to do, Tarot Lady. Tell me what to do. I can't. You need to figure it out for you. All I can do is take a look at what's here. But for the Cancer I'm looking at, you immediately opened up with your power card, Chariot. 2 of Swords, 6 of Swords. What do I do? What direction do I move in? Should I leave this behind, or whatever this is, or should I move forward? Should I persist, or should I leave it alone? You need to figure it out. Okay? I have the feeling you're not listening to yourself. It's too much up here and not enough time in here. 7 of Swords, 9 of Wands, Strength. You are starting to wear down on your own nerve. You're getting angry or frustrated. You don't know if you should avoid this or address it. How are you going to use strength? Again, back and forth. And the more we go back and forth, the more frustrated we get. Knight of Cups, Temperance, the Wheel of Fortune. Some sort of healing that perhaps was not available to you a week ago, or a month ago, a season ago, a year ago, I don't know. It wasn't available to you then. It's coming to you now, which is good. I don't know why. Perhaps it's the insight and or relief that you needed at just the right time. Something that gives you a little bit more peace on this subject. I don't know why you couldn't access the feeling, however long ago you needed it. But like I said, it's just the right resolution. Just the right level of peace that you needed at the right time. Okay? Chariot, 2 of Swords, 6 of Swords. What do I do? How do I do it? Let's see what's on your mind, causing you conflict. Nine of Wands, the Queen of Cups, the Sun, let's see, 2 of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles. There's something here that you honestly feel from your heart would bring you joy. You do. You even feel like you've been heading this direction for a while. Knight of Pentacles, Two of Wands. And just when you get closer to it, I could be open to this, I could love this, I could be happy with this, you show yourself resistance at the same time. Nine of Wands. There it is again. So that conflict is coming from within you. There's times when you feel that you should persist in a particular direction, that it's for you. It's tailor-made. You need to pursue it. You have to pursue it, Cancer. And your mind kicks in and says, I don't know about that. Show resistance. In fact, do yourself a favor. Leave it behind altogether. It's pretty intense. Between, I could love this and it could make me happy, to, I should get the hell away from it. We need more of a meeting ground between those two kind of extreme thoughts and feelings. Okay? Gosh, it's almost like you're trying to talk your heart, out of this. It's like we don't feel that. No, that can't be right. Because almost like if you took full ownership of it, you really would have to pursue it. It's not an accusation, don't take it as one. But I have to tell you, that's some extreme emotions. I feel the potential of this. Love, happiness, all that stuff. And to be honest with you, I think I've been moving in this direction. But then I'd really have to pursue it if I owned that feeling. I'd really have to step into it. I'd have to fully address it. I'd have to own the feeling. Oh crap. Get away. Okay? Seven of Swords, Nine of Wands, Strength. How am I strong here? By resisting this? Or giving into it? Oh. Oh, indeed. Seven of Swords, Nine of Wands. That Nine of Wands is still there. Repetitive. Some of you have a repeat pattern here of avoiding. It's not an accusation, don't take it as one. Some of you see it as a strength, knowing when to leave something alone or just not get involved. I understand, but this is your particular heart on the line. This is your particular sun and or happiness on the line. So you gotta ask yourself, could this be worth pursuing then for me, for love? King of Swords, Four of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, the Emperor, and the Knights of Swords. Oh. And then reality hits. I see your strength getting diverted in a completely different area. It just when I think sometimes you're going to use all this strength and use it towards your favor, kind of override the block, override the avoidance. You're like, no, I got to use it over here. So I see you take your strength and you shove it in a completely different direction. It's like, this requires my focus, and it's something that shows up as very strong, very reality, very here and now, very non-negotiable. King of Swords, Four of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, the Emperor, the Knight of Swords, that's a lot. I see you contributing to something that actually takes up a great deal of your time. Not necessarily your love, but a lot of your time, your realistic time. Time, energy, and effort, focus. In fact, you go like this. Often. That's real. That's really real. Are you showing me emotional conflict versus reality? This is where my heart would like to be. but this is where physically where I'm at. Is that what you're showing me? Okay, because that's every day. That's sunrise, sunset, day to day, back to back, on demand, on call, always there, always showing up, always contributing, household security, stability. So this is where all of you goes. So you don't have much room for strength to pursue this anyway. Is that right? To be clear, this is all internalized mentally and emotionally. This is strength of will that goes directly into a physical presence, energy, relationship, earthbound. Oh, okay. Like I said, I don't know if you're in a situation where you are currently having to give to this 24/7. Such as, say, care for a parent or something like that. I don't know. But you're on call to it, as far as I can tell, all day, every day. Or some of you already in a relationship. And physically, this is where you tell yourself you have to be. Okay? Knight of Cups, Temperance. By the way, I'm not confirming or denying that. It's just the way your energy snaps to and takes care of business. You know? Knight of Cups, Temperance, the Wheel of Fortune. But at just the right time, you get some sort of peace and or resolve that comes to you. It's soothing. We find it very soothing. Page of Cups, the Moon, Nine of Cups, Two of Swords, Strength. Ah. What isn't fully revealed to you yet is the Moon's there. Backing up that Two of Swords, the confusion. The emotion you have for this, it will occur to you, perhaps all of a sudden, all at once, that the emotions you have for this is a different kind of strength. It's a strength of heart, really. That you could love this situation or person so much. It gives you a sense of peace, that it's there, that it exists for you at all. And you find that very soothing. I'm not saying it's going to satisfy you indefinitely. What I am saying is that it gives you some peace. That you could feel so much love and happiness. Even if you can't pursue it, or it's far away from you, or it's not available to you at this time, the fact that you have it all gives you some measure of reassurance that you are a loving being, that you are alive, and that you can love, and that you can love that strongly. That love for you is a source of strength too, not just how much you can do. Okay? I don't know what this is, but it doesn't seem to have your heart, but it has your full-time attention. Okay? And you do tell me it's a matter of care. So for some of you, you can't pursue this as much as you'd like to because frankly, you can't get away from this. There is some sense of obligation to this. So for some of you, if you are in that position indeed of, say, caring for an elderly parent, or you're in a position where you're contractually bound to give to this, because I am seeing a lot of authority and sense of care here, but not necessarily a heart's desire. So the fact that, I don't know. I don't know if some of you are already in a contractual relationship and you feel honor bound to it to continue to give to it. I don't know. You take that as it resonates. I can't tell. Because it's so commanding and it's so everyday. Perhaps I'll get more from the oracles, but all I can tell you is that the fact that you could love something so strongly that's not immediately within your grasp. That you cannot pursue, it still gives you strength to know that you could love that deeply. It gives you a different kind of resolve as opposed to that sense of obligation I'm seeing here. This is strength based on obligation to continue to give, be resourceful, care for, or provide for. Over here, this is strength of heart. This is the kind of stuff money can't buy. It's either there or it's not. And that soothes you, and I'm glad. I'm glad it soothes you. I really am. Because you're right, to love something so strongly and to feel such a strong sense of happiness by it, and it's not even yours, as far as I can tell. You're not free to give to it or pursue it at this time. But it's a different kind of strength, I promise you. It's not the strength that you have become accustomed to give, to give, to give, to give, to show up, provide, be on call. It's different. That hasn't come to surface for you yet. And that might help you make up your mind for later. When you're able to pursue or give. God, it gives you such a calm, steady, emotional strength. Ego, vanity, pride. Apology. Because of someone's ego, an apology was never given. Because someone's pride would get in the way, an apology has been missing. That is for somebody somewhere. There is a missing apology and a sense of forgiveness that was never given. Someone refused to express or reveal their feelings, and it was a source of ego, pride, vanity. Misconstrued for strength. If I keep it to myself, that means I'm stronger. False beliefs about strength specifically. What makes a strong person? Someone who knows their feelings and embraces them, or someone who keeps them to themselves? Rather depends on how one's been trained to interpret life. Emotions are either weakness, okay, which has often been perceived as a truth for most of society since across forever time. But we now know it's not true. It's strengthening feelings, emotions. I'm not saying you live through them all day, every day, but to access them, believe in them, allow yourselves to feel them, that's the strength. Okay? Okay, regrets. There's a lot of regrets there. Look. As it resonates, if you're familiar with my work for more than 2 readings, you ought to know as it resonates by now. It was either you or this person who had the big feelings and said bupkis, and we've been regretting it ever since. And that's why we love them from a distance. There's times when you feel equal parts a strong natural inclination to pursue and then to leave it the hell alone. Or it's what was failed to be expressed to you. But either way, what is yet to break surface, for at least you in terms of that healing element, are feelings. What needs to come back to us is that emotions are indeed a strength. And they really oftentimes what carry us forward, despite the hardship of a reality. You are stronger than you know. I think there's what you've been, the role that you cast yourself into, and there's the inner role that you're not as familiar with. But again, I don't know that you will always be in a space of separation, but so long as someone continues to deny their feelings, yes, we can assume that that's true, because the same problem will continue to exist. Okay? Without the embracing of one's feelings, we don't know true emotional loyalty. If we're busy denying them, you know? Is this your reading for now? Yes. Was it largely abstract? Yes. I don't like the abstract, vague stuff. I'm a big fan of what can I see in reality. The biggest chunk of your reality is spoken for, and it keeps you vastly preoccupied. I don't know. I don't know. But it looks like some days you don't have room to breathe. But no. One day you will make progress in this. I know you will. Because there will be a soothing element for you. That realization. That long overdue realization. About it's the love that you've been carrying and feeling that's allowed you to carry on. As long as you have, as well as you have, it's time. It's time. Okay. Gosh, I hate the vague stuff, Cancer. I really do. But it also has its merits. It does. I know a beautiful insight coming forward when I see one, and you absolutely have one in you. You'll feel it more to the point. And then after that, you should have more insight, if not progress, about what to do. That's another reading for another day. Okay, but yeah, it's time. That one was tricky. WHLF, and then we have the dolphin. It feels like you're on your own, even though you're not. You feel like you don't have your mate, or you're not connected to your mate. I wish you could swim like dolphins could swim. Oh, heroes, Bowie. You're a dolphin. You have a beautiful, playful side, an emotional side too. You can swim fluently. Emotions. You can. I want you to feel those feelings. They will come forward to you soon and make sense to you soon. Okay? And hopefully, like I said, give you some peace and resolve. Okay, that's enough. I hope this helped. I really do. I hope it helped. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well.